if I do?
Covino and Rich. Are you ready?
Honestly, how do I deal with you every day?
Get ready.
Heard all about it on the radio.
Get ready.
Whoa! Yeah!
Holy mother nugget! And holy mother meatball! Can't stop the hustle.
I'm the smartest man alive! You're so ridiculous. What? You're such a fool. Get out of here.
Oh, I'm a disc jockey.
What's a disc jockey?
Turn it up. We're doing the show. Here we go. Covino and Rich.
Let's go!
Ready for a show or what?
Ready for a show. Let's go. Covino and Rich. Hey, I'm back from vacation.
He's here.
I need a vacation from the vacation. But it's true. It's true. I want to smack people when they say that. Like, don't talk to me until I have my coffee.
Ooh.
Another thing, you want to smack someone when they say it.
What else is on that list?
That's my number one
But
line.
when you come back from vacation, you do so much. You're so busy. Traveling's stressful. You really do need a vacation from the vacation. But happy to be here. Happy to see you. Happy to be rocking out. Let's go.
Oh my God!
I know one. I was today years old. Ooh. Nowadays, makes you want to smack somebody.
Let's do the damn thing. I hate when people say that.
There's a few sayings that make you want to smack somebody. Will Smith style. So, thank you guys for being here, putting up with us. We're Covino and Rich. You know, you subscribe. We appreciate that. What's up, Spotty? You're looking at me funny.
Did you get that little bracelet in Mexico?
Sure did.
Let me see it. I want to see it. Hold on. It's nice.
Are
I
you
like
a souvenir guy? Like you're the
I
guy that
love
comes
it.
back? I
What's
like
it-
it.
what's
Don't you think you should get your
man.
hair braided too?
What's the
I got it from a shaman in Mexico
What's the meaning of this?
who took my dark cloud away. And he said, Om Nam Shivai, Om Nam Shivai, Om Nam Shivai. And I said, thank you, shaman, Mexican shaman. And I bought the bracelet. And I'm supposed to wear it on my left side to protect my heart. But that's where my watch goes. So my heart could wait.
So you disobeyed the shaman
Well, while
for
he
style
blessed
purposes.
it, while he blessed it, it was on my
So
left
it's not
side.
gonna work.
He's reversed it, so now all you're welcoming in all the darkness.
No. When he
Fair.
blessed me and while I was wearing the bracelet, it was on my left hand.
And then you
But
wonder.
You wear your watch. If you're righty, you're supposed to wear your watch on your left hand.
It's true.
So what am I supposed to do about that? But yes, this is from Mexico. I had a good time. I'll tell you my stories, but happy to be here. Good to see you. We're happy to see you. Ever tell you that story, Rich, real quick before we dive into everything?
Yeah, let's hear
And
it
all the
because I have
greatness?
a theory about your trip. So let's hear all about your theory first.
No, it's not a theory. It's
Oh.
a story.
Oh.
When I was a little kid, we went to my sister Grace's first little recital at school. And we're kind of nervous for her because we don't know that she knows anything, right?
It's every kid's first little thing. You're like,
Yeah.
wait, their first little school thing?
Yeah.
Wait,
It might
she
not
knows
have been
how
her
to sing
first.
along?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Does she know the words? Like,
Yeah.
is she in a play or what's going on? So you're sort of nervous for her. Remember, I'm a lot older than my siblings. I don't know if it was her first. It was one of her first sort of events. And all of a sudden, like, you could tell the assembly's starting. And my sister Grace is the only one standing. All the little kids are sitting. She's the only one standing. So we're like, oh, fuck, what's she doing? She doesn't know what she's doing. And this isn't much of a story, but you'll see why
The
I thought
end.
of it. No.
Oh, and Grace was standing.
She's there, like with her teeth crunched together, so nervous. Yeah, dude, I swear to God, like a little kid who doesn't know how to behave. And she goes, out of nowhere, "We're happy to see you." and me and my family members like, "Oh shit, what's going on?" And then all the kids chime in, "We're happy to see you. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed." And we're like, "Oh." But dude, it felt like, as a family member, it felt like she was standing there for like 5 minutes. We're like, what is she doing?
We're
And I guess-
happy to see you.
And the teacher's probably saying, say it, start the show, say your line. She's just sitting there looking at everybody. We're like, oh my God. So in other words, we're happy to see you. Yes, indeed, my darling. I'll never forget that shit.
You know,
that shit was funny as hell. I still
nothing-
make fun of her till this day about that.
Nothing was more fun yet stressful when you were like 10
Yeah.
for the school concert.
Oh, yeah.
Because at the
was
time, there was
nerve-wracking.
nothing more important in your life. Spot, you remember that?
The sound of the instruments in the background, people tuning up. You're all nervous, and the curtain's about to open.
I was
you're all stiff. With your
big surprise.
You worked so hard to get there.
Yeah, big surprise. I was the announcer for those things.
Oh.
So I remember.
What a busybody.
I remember
From day one, this guy.
I remember, you know it.
Yeah.
I remember walking out.
We're happy to see you.
I remember walking out from behind the curtain, parting the ways, right? And now, the 3rd and 4th grade chorus under the direction of Mrs. Botcher and accompanied by Joe Tucci on the piano.
Oh, my God.
Here's, you know, like.
Figures. So anyway, the point is, we're happy to see you. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, my darling. It's good to be back. I had a great time. I learned a few things. I have stories to tell, and my story's sad to tell. It is kind of, and I'll explain. But I do want to welcome a very special guest. Our buddy Handsome Gabe is here. Handsome Gabe. Look at Handsome.
What's up?
Handsome Gabe.
Hold on, the camera's updating.
Oh,
But he's there.
He's there.
information I could have used 5 minutes ago.
He's right there. You
The
see him?
camera's updating.
Yeah. So Handsome Gabe is in the studio, and we'll explain why. But my story starts not in Mexico, Rich. It starts the Friday before.
Well, hold on. Before you get to that, I was going to say, you said the whole vacation from a vacation thing.
It's true, bro.
No, but here's the thought, though, behind that. You try to maximize your time.
Yeah, so you're nonstop.
So you're nonstop, but I'm not even talking about on the vacation. I'm saying I admire people who, I've never done this my whole work career, because we always try to spot, and you've noticed, because you've had to do best ofs and you've produced our show for easily over a decade. When you go on vacation and you don't want to miss a Monday through Friday totally, like how many times have Covino and Rich taken off where we take a Thursday, Friday off and we sort of like overlap a little vacation over a weekend?
Mm-hmm.
You want to be like, all right, goodbye work, leave for vacation. And then be like, how late could I come home just to make it back to work?
Yeah, and plus you have excursions, and
I admire the people that like pad their vacation on both sides of it.
Yeah,
I feel like my whole life I've been like, all right, done with work. And then I'm like, I leave in the morning for vacation. Then I get back from work, and 2 hours later, I have to get to work.
By the way, there's Handsome Gabe. Right?
Handsome Gabe's in the center there.
There you go. There's Handsome Gabe. If you're watching on Tier 2, we appreciate it. Thank you guys for being here.
See,
but
Rich?
it's true. You got to pad that vacation just right.
Yeah, but
And
you know what?
Try,
You don't
and I'll
want
explain.
because you're trying to like save vacation days too.
Yeah.
But no one else seems to.
Did I set the tone is the question. I'll get there. Now, thanks for all the feedback. Shout out to
Oh, my.
John Carpenter, West from Idaho. It's good to see West this weekend. We'll explain. Everyone hanging out with us. Now, on Friday, this is before I went to vacation, I'm doing that male bonding thing that we said that I needed to do. I needed to mesh some helmets and get out there and live life. Like the show You. Remember when they went on their primal like manhunt?
Of course.
For meat?
By the way, here's Gabe.
Hi, Gabe.
There he is.
We do peace sign, right? Is that
Yeah, peace sign.
peace sign?
Peace sign.
He's fine.
That's what you do when you don't know what to do with your hands.
Exactly.
It might be generational too. It's like, I'm an older guy. I don't know what to do. Little kids do a floss of sorts.
Yeah.
Older guys, fuck.
Yeah. Right, let's go through the generations. Your parents would be like,
Yeah. Hi.
hi.
isn't
You
it-
might be like, then might be.
Yeah. The kids today, they do some sort of dance move. All right. So on Friday, I was invited to Jose Mangin's birthday party. And since Spot really doesn't invite us to his like birthday parties, I figured I didn't need to tell any of you guys.
Yeah.
But anyway, it wasn't my place to invite people. I'm just joking, Spot.
Wait, I haven't even had a
His
birthday
wife
party.
reached out to me and she's like, yeah, you want to come by? It was last minute. So I took a ride out there, hung out with brother Jose, and he's like, brother, I can't believe you made it. You're here. Yeah, it's such a scene hanging out with this guy. I mean, there's warlocks, there's like men from Middle Earth. Dude was carrying a battle axe. There's like metal dudes, right? Some guy actually made of metal.
So
It's a whole
Ram Man
scene.
from He-Man was there.
Yeah. Ram Man showed up. Yes, this guy's in a band. Like every guy's in a band. You know, it's like, yeah. And what's cool about it is they're all surprised. Like, dude, Covino from Turbo?
Hey.
And I'm like, fuck yeah, brother, bring it in, mash helmets. Oh. So I did a lot of helmet mashing on Friday night.
That sounds fun.
But the thing is, man, it's
Man.
a trek. He lives in Seal Beach.
So rock.
He lives in Seal Beach, and I realize how liberating Uber is. I was being a cheapskate, and I didn't even think of it. I drove there, which means I really can't drink that much.
Seal Beach, like kiss from a rose, Seal brother.
I got to show you something else from the party. Spot, I just thought of this, so forgive me. So I drove all the way to Seal Beach. It's not that far, but it's like, it's a good hour and a half. We went traffic and stuff, right?
I bet.
So long story short, it was great to mash helmets with brother Jose and see a few colleagues and rock dudes who were excited to meet and see me. Like, bro, oh fuck, I listen to you every night. And the ultimate compliment, and I rubbed it in Jose's face. They're like, dude, you're the funniest fucking guy on Sirius XM. I listen to you all the time. I'm like, Jose, see that, bro? And he's like, brother, I'm not trying to be funny, brother.
Maybe you should be, brother.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, yeah, it's entertaining, right? So had a great time, and we all sang happy birthday to Jose Mangin.
Now, when you're at Jose's birthday
They
party,
growl, though. And
yeah, I was gonna say all these warlocks, so they all stop down and they go, "Happy birthday to you."
in the middle, there was someone dropped a little, ooh, yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, there was a few growls. But I bring this up because brother Jose says what's up to the Covino and Rich listeners. He does. He was a big part of our life at Sirius XM for a long time.
Yeah.
He's still on Liquid Metal and Octane on SXM. He's a silver fox now. He's completely gray.
You asked him about that?
I've seen him.
No, but have you ever asked him like why? Because he could pull it off and go. He can pull it off, but he could also do what you do and just
I don't know.
go vato.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dark brown black.
I think he just owns it. He's in great shape. He's committed. He's like, I'm obsessed, brother. I'm just obsessed. Like, I'm obsessed with rock and weed. I'm obsessed with form. Form, brothers.
He is ripped.
Yeah.
Last time I saw him, I'm like, yo, look at you.
Yeah, rock ambassador, metal ambassador, metal fitness.
It's all about the focused movement.
Yeah, he says he's just so obsessed with form
Can't just
and
be throwing shit around. Gotta
so
focus.
honestly, it's just so nice to
Muscle
catch up
mind
with him.
connection.
And he loves you guys. He loves all of us. His wife reached out. I made a last minute trip. My point was I should have taken an Uber because I could have one or two drinks.
Yeah, and then you're sort of stuck.
Yeah, but
And then I have to drive an hour plus back.
Uber there be like at
I
least
priced it out.
$250.
No, I priced it out. It would have been like $57.
each way?
Still, Spot. What's better, risking my life and fucking dying in a car accident on the way home?
I don't think.
I want to have a drink, hang out, and stay a little while.
I'm not
I
debating-
left
I'm not-
earlier than I should have.
I'm not
Your
debating
flight to
you.
Vegas was cheaper.
And I can't see
yeah.
at night for shit.
I'm not debating you. I just feel like to get all the way down there, no way. It's $80 to get to the airport.
I know, but when
It had to be.
you're a terrible driver like me,
No, but I'm
drinking
saying I
at
feel
night.
like down there.
I'm glad you finally admit it.
yeah.
Hold on. I'm not trying to prove you wrong. That just seems so cheap that you should have done it because I'm thinking
You are
in my
trying to prove
mind.
me wrong. Meanwhile,
I am
I
trying to prove
looked
you
it
wrong.
up while I was there. It was $57 that night. It's not going to be the same now. That's what it was. $57. Because I thought about it. I'm like, what would it? I talked to his wife about it. I was like, man, I got to drive home. It sucks. I should have taken an Uber.
Eh, you ain't kidding. Only $80.
So it's 57.
Yeah, I thought it would be like $180. So that's
No.
not terrible.
Yeah, it's kind of a trek. I wanted you to see his cake, though. Look at his cake, Spot. Because I bet you Jose.
Yeah, he has been working out.
No, not Jose's cake.
Oh.
His actual birthday cake. I want you to see this. So they're like, all the metal warlocks come upstairs. It's time for Jose's cake. And he's like, brother, yeah, I love cake time. And I think Jose was really like, the show on Netflix. Jose was hoping it wasn't cake. He's like, I hope it's not cake. You'll see what I mean. That was his cake. Brother, no way.
Is it a huge joint or is it cake?
I hope for once it's not cake. It was a big giant joint.
Is
Is
it
Oh,
cake?
fuck, it's cake. But thanks, Melissa. I love you, brother.
Wait, let me cut it. Wait, let me try and smoke it. Oh, man, it's cake.
Oh, is it cake?
So I only bring this up to let you know that, hey, we're not wearing masks anymore. And like I said, I'll go out and hang out with friends. It's just, I was in a rut and we were in a pandemic for 2 years.
But is there a photo of him holding up the cake, like trying to smoke it?
I
Like it's an
mean,
actual joint.
check his social media. I
There
don't know.
has to
I
be.
just got that.
Because that's all I need. That
It's a giant joint. It says, happy birthday, Jose. So that was Friday before I was heading out to Mexico on vacation. So hope you had a great weekend. That was last weekend.
Was it made with special butter?
I don't know how they did it. Yeah, I don't know. People were saying, are there special treats inside? Is this going to get you high? I don't know. See, that goes back to my original point. I didn't even taste the cake. I stayed there for the happy birthday. I did the Mexican exit. I did the G-chord dip away. And I dipped away and left into the mist. Whoa. Brother, where's Covino? I want to know if he wanted cake. I was gone. Didn't even have any because I knew if I had one more drink, it'd be a scarier ride home.
Yeah,
I didn't need that.
Yeah, you don't need that in your life.
Yeah, no. So I did the responsible thing, got home at a decent time, said what's up to Brother Jose and a few of our colleagues who, I don't know, rub me the wrong way sometimes.
What does that mean?
Whole other story. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I get more respect from people who I don't even deserve it from. And the people I feel like I deserve it from, I don't get it from.
I know who you're talking about. There's one particular person that has the world fooled.
It's so weird.
There's an old coworker of ours that has the world fooled into thinking they're like a great person.
It's very odd.
I know. Well, we'll end it there.
So
there's a person we used to work with that has the world convinced that they're good and awesome. And I can promise you they're not.
It's a weird scene. But anyway, I had a great time. And it was great to see Jose.
Spot, you agree 100%.
I know.
I'll say this too. I don't know anyone living their dream harder than Jose. Their dream. His dream is not my dream, not your dream.
Yeah.
But their particular dream, that dude.
He must have thrown a lot of pennies in fountains.
Who, Jose?
He must have.
He's like, yeah.
All the
I just
pennies,
wish to be on stage rocking out, medal ambassador for life with weed cakes and guitars. Brother. And dude, all his dreams came true.
Clunk.
Silver hair spiked up, rip, brother.
Maybe he has a magic fountain at his house.
It's crazy, dude. Like he's living his dream hard. I just want to be high, but get paid and be on the radio, brother. It's so funny. I want to have the Pantera limousine. He has it. I don't know how, but lives
really
his dream.
high.
So that was the start of like my break, right?
Yeah.
Then
Rich
I start gearing up.
The Proclaimers limousine.
And Rich, thanks for I know. Rich wants.
They don't have a limousine. They walk. They walk. Yeah, they walk. They don't need a limousine. They would walk 500 miles, Spot.
It's like Rich having the bare naked ladies at his party.
Yeah. I want bare naked ladies. I do.
And dude, by the way,
Rich wants to count crows with the counting crows.
I will say that everyone at that scene, I'm not saying his friendships are disingenuous. He has great friendships.
Yeah.
But man, they might as well hoist him up like he's the greatest. Like, rock on, Jose.
The rock god.
They fucking treat him like he's the metal god. Like,
He's a golden god.
I'm a golden god. They're like, Jose, happy birthday. Jose, happy birthday.
Well, I mean,
Jose.
And I'm there like,
Jose.
I'm like, it's Jose. What's up, brother? But his I can't say his minions because they're his friends.
Yeah.
But they worship him.
Covino, sort of a weak reaction.
I have a question.
Why? Because I just said happy birthday.
Yeah, so funny.
Is it always like that? But you went to another party recently. Was it?
Yeah, his friends, like,
They all were.
but he
worship him?
deserves it. Like, here's the thing. Like, I feel like I'm a nice guy. Everyone shits on me. Like, I don't get that in return. Jose's a nice, lovable guy. Everybody loves him back. So I noticed this. It's true.
There's a disconnect.
There's something there
Something you're not providing.
that I'm not. Yeah, something. But I feel like I approach life the same way. Like, yeah, I'm passionate. What's
What's
up?
the
I
word?
love
People.
you guys.
There's a
People
word
are,
like
"Fuck
people.
you."
There's a word like people not elevate him, but there's something like the people around him. There's a sense of like Jose.
They might as well have hoisted him up like it was his bar mitzvah. So it was great. I'm in my metal throne. Hoist me.
And they're all holding up his metal throne.
It's so crazy. So had a great time. Then I have to mentally prepare for Mexico. And Rich put all this pressure on us. If you don't know, we did a show on Monday. We pre-recorded a show that never aired, that you may have never seen, and it aired on Monday.
Everyone watching should have gotten a notification that the show was.
But I saw so much feedback of people
Well, then
not knowing.
that's on them for not checking their email, their
I know.
notifications, their Patreon. It's not on me.
So last week while we were off, or while I was off away, there was a brand new, never seen before, pre-recorded show on Monday. And Rich put all this pressure on setting the tone on vacation. When you get there, when you reach your destination, I mean, I'm quoting Rich. He was pretty blunt and bold about it. Yeah. You bend her over right away.
It's true.
Bend her over.
You give her the Dickens.
You set the tone.
The word Dickens was used.
The
It
tone.
was used.
It was about setting the tone.
And
The exact opposite of setting the tone is what happened for me. I'm not pointing the blame.
You know why? Because you didn't have your bracelet.
This is before I was
put it
blessed.
on the wrong arm.
This is
Put it on the
before
wrong
I was
arm.
blessed by the shaman.
You sucked in the negativity.
This is a great story with a happy ending. This isn't a woe is me and Covino's the victim and oh, why does this always happen to me? And there's a black cloud. None of that. I'm just telling you the story. I was so excited. Like anyone is. It's like Christmas morning for an adult. You're going on vacation the next day.
Can't really sleep the night before.
Yeah. We all packed. We got everything. Got our passports. Rich would be thinking, do we have our sex toys? We got a condoms? Oh, he doesn't use condoms. What am I talking about?
Massage oils.
Yeah. We have all our massage oils, butt plugs. We have everything.
Sorry, did you pack my edible panties?
That feeling, yeah. My Mr. No underwear.
Edibles, panties.
There's
Edible
a feeling
panties.
of excitement in the air.
Made out of edibles?
Now, I by no
Edibles,
means
check. Panties, check. Edible
Here's what
panties,
happens.
check.
When
Panties made of edibles, check.
when people are so overly diligent, like you, Rich, sometimes, Jordan especially, like Jordan's the type that has a checklist. She even leaves the checklist at the door. Turn off the Wi-Fi, unplug this.
Really?
Like, yeah, all the things we need to do.
I don't do any of that.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not that.
She's overly diligent.
My
She has a
sister's
whole
that
thing
way.
of like, remember to pack this. Remember that. Here's our agenda. You know, she had it all in her notes and everything.
Hold on, that's a real good tip. Be a vacation unplugger so you don't have phantom energy being sucked out of all your appliances.
Believe me, Jordan's on top of all of that.
Be a vacation unplug. If you're going away for a week, unplug everything. I do that.
So when you're with someone, well, she clearly thinks I'm the opposite, right? Like he's an idiot. So let me handle everything. You sort of fall into roles. Like, okay, cool. She's handling it. But I did say, hey, what time do we need to be at the airport tomorrow? Oh, we need to be there at
What time's your flight?
8 o'clock. I don't know, 10 o'clock. I'm making this up. I don't remember
No, but the
exacts.
times are important. So let's say, what time was your flight?
The flight was, let's say, 10:30. I don't know, right?
Yeah. Okay. 10:30.
10:30. Check.
I'm making this up.
Okay. Well, I'm writing it down even though it's made up.
She's like, well, we should probably leave to make sure we're there at least like an hour and a half before.
No.
I'm like, wait a second. We're going to Mexico. I did have this conversation. I have to say this. She's like, yeah, but it's not an international flight. Because in LA, there's an international airport.
Terminal.
What's it called?
Tom Bradley International.
Tom Bradley International. It's out of the regular JetBlue facility or whatever.
No, just so people know.
She's saying it's just a regular flight.
Let's say, I want to give people a spot. Can you give me the telestrator?
Oh, I would love to, Rich.
All right. Picture it like a U, an upside down U. So almost like a lowercase n, right? As Spot telestrates. Terminal 1 is Southwest. That's the bottom right hand of the lowercase n.
So here we have the U. Oh wait, I gotta switch to the right brush. Here we go. So here's the U.
Now Spot where you just ended the U right there. That's Southwest. That's Terminal 1.
That's 1.
And if you go around the hole,
it goes this. You can go this way.
And you end up at
travel
7.
This way. Here's
7's the last one at the
the
very
arrows
other
are this
end
way.
of the upside down U.
It goes this way, right? So it goes around this way.
The top of the U is international. Then it goes back to domestic.
This is international right here, right? Okay, that's international. And then here's 7. Okay, like so 7 is United, 6 is Alaska, 3 is JetBlue. No, 4 is JetBlue.
Yeah. So anyway, the long story short is that the top of the airport is all international. That's all the foreign flights. Like it's the jam-packed part of the
And
airport.
my flight to Mexico did not leave out of
This is a parking
the
garage. You can't go
international
in.
airport. So
you're just
Jordan's
going
under
around
the
the
impression like, yeah, we're going to Mexico, but it's a close flight. Maybe it's just a regular flight.
I'm not gonna lie. That's
not a
I
regular
think
flight.
that's poor thinking.
I'm sorry,
So-
I drew Handsome Gabe again by accident.
So we get there on time, but in time
for a domestic.
for a domestic flight, for a regular flight. And we just, by 7 minutes, missed their cutoff
Which is 2
for
hours.
a Mexico flight.
An hour and a half, I believe, is
So
it.
I missed it by 7 minutes because I still got there early.
And it's not
And
about
I'm like, all right, cool. So she's like the woman behind the desk is like, Yeah, no, it's about your bag. You can make the flight. You're still way early, but it's about getting your bag there. But she's like talking to other people, and you're seeing other people like they look at me and like, if it was Jose, it would have been like, brother, get on.
Oh, hoist him up.
Yeah, they got one look at me, my mask on, Jordan. And 7 minutes.
You know what
late.
he's like? Know what they gave you this? You see the video of I just said that to you on the CNR text. Debo Samuel, they put up a sign that said Debo's coming back to San Fran.
Saw that,
They
yeah.
pan to him, and he gave the hurt my heart the same way it hurt your heart when the flight crew was like, this guy?
Yo, so now you're having the nervous farts, right? So you're at the desk, you're trying to check in, you're trying to get to your flight, you're just trying to make it to Mexico on that day, trying to have
People
some
at the
fun.
airport are Debo Samuel right here.
Nope.
Don't break my heart, Debo.
So we got there on time if I was going to New York.
St. Louis.
But for the international flight, the bags have to be checked at a specific time. She's looking at it like, maybe I could get this done, but no one was really
Helping her.
No one was acting as urgent as we were feeling in this moment.
You could've
Everyone's sort of
walked.
moseying, typing stuff. Yeah, I could have made the flight. I could have walked it up
onto the plane. Yeah.
I could have brought it, but then again, if you had carry-ons and I separated my bags and went on, I had one big piece of luggage.
Yeah.
So I'm giving you all this information just to answer your questions that you might be having. Jordan and I looking at each other like, oh no, this is terrible. It doesn't look like she's making it happen.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The best I could do is book you another flight. And we're like, all right, fine. For tomorrow. Like tomorrow. Tomorrow is the only other flight going. And I'm like, oh, we gotta go now. Then now I start losing my cool a little bit. And like, you're not helping me. You were giving me the fuck you signs. Just because I'm 7 minutes late. No. You should have been here. This is an international flight.
Now,
Like, I know.
I'm Team Covino.
You should have told her
You
you were
need to
here.
go on vacation. You deserve this. But the reality is, because it was flying out of a different terminal, it's common. I thought it was like Tutankhamun knowledge that any international flight requires that extra annoying padding time where you got to be there. Now, if it's a regular flight that leaves at 10:30, I'm trying to get to the airport 9:30, give myself an hour and a half in the morning on a Monday. You left on a Monday morning too. You got to, unfortunately, get there so abnormally early. How many times have you traveled
Some people
internationally
need to
where
learn
you're
the
sitting
hard way.
Yeah, you did learn the hard way. It's so annoying because you end up sitting there
I learned
for
everything
2
the hard
hours at the airport. When I went to go for my dad's birthday 6 months ago, when my dad turned 70, I remember sitting at the airport for 2 hours because you have to get there annoyingly.
So I'm not blaming Jordan. I'm really not. But in that moment, I was like, oh, should I have taken more accountability, more assertiveness, more of an active role in saying, wait, now hold on. It says here, right, in the email, we got to be there 3 hours before, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Because they say 3 hours. You have to be there 3 hours. But
Never read emails.
so I'm not blaming her by any means.
International 2, domestic 1 is like the realistic deal.
But talk about the most deflating feeling in the world. Now it's like, now what do we do? Now what? So it's the opposite of the awesome tone setter. Like tomorrow, we just lost a whole day.
Did you think about this? I'm being serious. Did you think about?
And you plan it all out.
Bribery?
Did you
Yeah,
think
dude,
about?
Of course.
did
I was
you
like, I'll pay to get the
All right,
bags. Let's-
here's what I would have thought. Tell me if you work these out, because this is where my mind immediately goes.
Dude, yeah, I
okay,
said everything
right,
as
right.
frantic and as
No. Hear me
thoughtful
out.
as possible.
Tell me if you think this is. Did you try
I
this?
thought about crying because I was this close to it.
We will fly.
Vacation.
We'll fly, and we'll pick up our bag tomorrow.
Of course, bro.
Did you try the?
Of
Did you try
course.
the? I'll go through into the terminal,
Come on.
buy overpriced carry-ons, come back out and repack our shit into carry-ons.
I didn't have, if I had the carry-ons with me in my back pocket at the time.
I'm
I
saying
could have
go
done that.
through the terminal, buy overpriced carry-ons at like the. You could have done
Have
that.
time. No. The bags had to be checked in.
No.
7 minutes earlier.
No. Not check bags.
Oh, for carry-ons?
Like
No. Yeah, it was not happening.
go through the terminal,
was not
buy
happening.
like 2 overpriced bags at the airport.
I explored every possible angle, and their only solution was tomorrow. And you're like, at first you're thinking, all right, I guess we're leaving later on in the afternoon. Tomorrow, now you're going to lose a whole day that you paid for. You paid for the hotel. You had all these plans. So, you know, I don't blame anybody, but I got to tell you,
You learn the hard way.
deflating, miserable, you know, it's the saddest fucking, like, we suck. That's how
No
I
one
felt.
wants to go to the airport 2 to 3 hours early. It is miserable, but it's like, I always look at it as like the shitty bullet you have to bite before an awesome
No,
trip. Like,
it's my fault. It is my fault because I should have been more involved in that planning. Instead, you know, got there, we were late. Sucked. The level of suck, I can't even tell you because you're so excited and then you're hoping, just let us on. We're here. No, we can't. What do you mean you can't? Yeah, but you can go tomorrow. Tomorrow? Ah. So, you know what came in handy on the positive? If you have a specific credit card, you belong to little like clubs and lounges at the airport. So Jordan's like, well, I guess we could use our United Club because it's like, well, do we go back? And she's like, let's just figure
the
it
United
out.
Club is just as good as sitting on the beach.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
here's what we ended up doing. I could,
It is all inclusive, free cocktails.
I could wrap up the story quickly and just let you know that
free peanuts and
breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
little
canceled those flights at
They have food there.
JetBlue.
They have like a little buffet there.
Yeah.
They didn't give me a refund,
Have you
but
ever
I
been to the United
gotta.
Club? The United Club is nice.
I'm gonna tell you all about it.
Oh, I was telling him.
We got a refund.
Wait, is that where
in
you spent the
credit.
week? You spent the week at the United Club?
And yeah, I got lots of free
He was
cookies.
he was like Victor Navorsky in the terminal.
They're at the terminal.
He was
So, guys,
returning carts to buy cheeseburgers.
I spent 5 days at the United Airlines lounge at LAX. It was great.
Great trip.
Great service.
You know what happened to you?
Great turkey
What
sandwiches.
happened to you happened to my dad recently, and he doesn't even want to talk about it because it aggravates
Yeah,
him so much.
I don't want to talk
He
about
missed
it.
the cutoff by like a couple minutes, and they're like,
Exactly what happened.
He like missed a half a day.
But I
half a day he was
feel
mad.
like the woman didn't help me the way she could have. I really do. But that's on me.
Did you try someone else?
Bro, they were like getting it. I was starting to cause a bit of a scene where everyone was involved. So like, try this, try that. We did. Jordan tried. There came a point where I felt like I was going to cry because I was so
Did
disappointed.
you try flashing her jubs?
That-
That doesn't sound like you did everything.
I don't think the women there cared about that.
No, that was not.
Hey, you never know.
So, long story short, I got credit back from JetBlue for a previous flight. We ended up booking another flight, but for midnight that night. Remember, it's 10 a.m.
So you went home and
No, I didn't go home. I spent the entire day at the United Lounge.
Now that's ridiculous.
I was gonna go home for? Spend another fucking
14
another Uber.
14 hours at the airport.
Somebody, yeah. I stayed there from 10 a.m. till midnight at the United Lounge. Fantastic turkey sandwiches.
Did you get an Auntie Anne's pretzel at least?
brownies, cookies, drinks? Everything's on the house. You
You get,
lounge. You're lounging.
You're lounging.
You're lounging.
Lounging. Did,
So-
did you at least have like a laptop or anything?
I have you have access to everything. I have the United Explorer card, Chase
I have that. Yeah.
Explorer card, and it allows you to use the lounge. And I mean, hey, if there's any reason to use it, this was the reason, because the flight that I booked wasn't until midnight. It was the only next flight out of LAX to Cancun. So I was supposed to leave at 10 a.m. or 10:30, whatever. I now have to leave at midnight. So we left at midnight. I was at the airport all freaking day. Ended up having a nice time. Jordan and I had drinks.
Did you set the tone?
Did you set the tone in the lounge?
Well, here's how the tone was set. I finally get on the flight.
Did you go in like the bathroom lounge?
I pass out
The
out
lounge,
of
the
pure
bathroom?
frustration.
Bathroom at the lounge.
So when we get to Mexico, I'm ready to hit the beach. Jordan couldn't fall asleep on the plane. So she hits the hotel. She goes to the hotel. She takes her nappy time. I'm on the beach. I have a few drinks. We're there. We made it. But what was important about leaving that night as opposed to the next day was we had plans that next day. And if we didn't leave that night, we would have missed our Cirque du Soleil, our dinners, and everything else. Turns out I only missed one evening, which you could say, hey, maybe I saved a few bucks.
That's good rationale.
That's how I rationalize it. We missed one evening. I would have gotten there and have enjoyed the evening,
Oh, you
right?
missed some,
Instead, I got there in the morning the
missed-
next day and enjoyed a day at the beach, and then was able to still not miss my excursions that I had planned already.
Did you miss the obligatory Michael Jackson show at the resort?
I didn't see any
It
Michael
was
Jackson
trivia
show.
night. No, he missed
Doesn't
the.
every resort have the Michael Jackson show?
But on the day I arrived, I had a nice beach day. Jordan eventually joined me. And then we got ready for our dinner and excursion. We went to the most beautiful place I've ever seen in my life. That was on our travels. That's a picture of Jordan and I having a cocktail. So we ended up having a nice
Why are you
time.
wearing one shoe and one sandal?
That's an illusion. That's an illusion.
Why are you drinking milk?
Why are you drinking milk?
That's another illusion. It's called a pina colada.
I know. Someone said that. Someone said, "Is Covino drinking milk?"
Because people are stupid.
Why
That's
do you have a fanny pack? Oh, is that an illusion too?
Why is it so blurry looking?
Because I had to zoom it for. If I zoom in, it gets less blurry.
Well, that's us at a cantina. But went to the most beautiful resort and venue I've ever seen, and I saw a Cirque du Soleil show my first night there. And
I have a question for you.
it was fantastic. It was one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen. So turns out it started off like, but we had a really nice time. But then it ended sort of, because when you have kids and they have meltdowns and you're in Mexico, that sort of ruins things. And we had a good time. It's nice to get away.
It's nice to fly.
Nice to connect with Jordan. We haven't gone anywhere in 3 years other than Idaho, which is a trip in the car to see her family.
I have a question for you.
This was our first getaway in a long time. Well deserved. I wish we had more. I wish we had one more day. I wish we had that day, that evening that we
weird
lost.
because you could have had one more day.
But took a few excursions. I can wrap it up and say this. I went to Chichen Itza. Oh, there you go.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. Now, the first time I went there, you were able to climb the pyramids and go inside. And
I like
now you're not allowed to do
I'm
that.
very impressed you're not pointing.
I like Jordan's sexy safari outfit.
Yeah.
I have a question
She was
about
proud
that.
of that.
She's on a sexy safari,
I
right?
have a question.
It's
about
like a sexy safari
I
outfit.
have a couple questions. Do we all agree? Everyone's answer is going to be different, but I feel like we're more the same speed. I don't know about Spot. I feel
the
like
way-
Spot's answer is not going to be the same.
Did you have your chichen well done? I know you like it well done. Your chicken.
Chicken Itza. I was like, oh, sweet, man. Is this like an all-you-can-eat Chicken Itza?
Chicken Itza.
I booked a trip to Chicken Itza. Sweet.
Spot's like, is this thing on? Hello. I don't, Spot, your speed might be different. I don't know about you, Handsome Gabe, who's hanging with us today. When you go on vacation with the wifey,
Hey, Gabe.
or the girlfriend, or whatever you're rolling,
Sorry. Go ahead.
am I the only one that could? I feel as though 5 days, 4 nights is the perfect amount of time where you're not like, you don't feel like you're shortchanged, but you start going 6, 7, 8 days at a
Yeah,
place.
it's too
You're like,
much.
you're like, I want to get
Well,
back
for
to
some
reality.
people, we enjoy what we do. We have,
Cannot wait.
I can't say an obligation, but we do provide a service and we enjoy what we do. So there's an urge to
Yeah.
get back to reality.
But I'm
And
just even saying, like,
some people hate
I'll
what they
be-
do, so they'll stay wherever for as long as they can.
I love what I do, but I'll be in Bora Bora for 7 whole nights, and I can't wait.
that seems like too long to
But
me.
do you know why? Because it's so far
I agree.
away.
Yeah, no, there's travel
the fact
involved.
that the fact that it's a close, like Mexico. I wouldn't want to stay in Mexico for 7 nights.
Hey, Spot,
But the
I gotta let our mystery guest in the front door. I'll be
Oh,
right back,
okay, go
so I'm
ahead.
gonna walk right through the frame.
Oh, we have a mystery guest.
Hey, Gabe, before you do that, what's your limit when you're away? Do you feel like 5 days, 4 nights? Would you be able to go somewhere like my dad will go away for like 8 days, 7 nights, or 10 days, 9 nights? And I'm like, that's like
he's
way
retired,
too
too.
long.
I used to think it was like 5 days, 4 nights, but usually it's 2 days, then something goes wrong, and you gotta go home.
yeah, it's a couple days, and you're like, yeah, I gotta get out of
And
here.
that's exactly what happened to me, unfortunately, on my last night there. Wish I could briefly explain, but Mexico was great. It was good to be back. Cancun has a stigma that I'm here to erase. You associate that with Senor Frogs and spring break and shit.
no,
not
Where I
really.
stayed was beautiful.
I think you think that when you're like 20. I think
yeah, but,
of Cancun as like beautiful resorts.
Yeah, it was nice.
I went. Was that Me Resort in Cancun?
Me by Amelia.
Yeah, I've been there. That's a beautiful resort. The resort zone is so nice. Outside of that, you got to worry about your life.
When I got there, I was suckered into, hey, meet me at the Hard Rock for breakfast and we'll get you an excursion. Oh. But it worked out.
So you did the timeshare thing.
It wasn't a timeshare thing. It was they were trying to sell us on the Hard Rock and how they're rebuilding and how you could get all these adventures.
And is it true that you actually did buy something they were selling?
Almost true. If you really want to hear the shinfo.
I do want to hear the shinfo.
What'd you
said
almost buy?
Well,
A bracelet?
I met a guy there and he said, No, that was on my Chichen Itza trip.
know.
On the Chichen Itza trip, it's an all-day excursion. You go see the pyramids, you go to these shops, you saw a shaman, you see cenotes, like you do the whole deal.
I want you to
so
know.
I bought this on my Chichen Itza. This is straight from Mexico.
I want you to know
and I have
that-
the power of the Aztecs and the Mayans right here on my wrist.
I don't think I'm not making fun of it. I love that bracelet. I wish I had one.
Looks nice.
I love it. So I'm glad you're wearing it.
Yeah, other people are agreeing for the most part. I see a couple of people saying they could go forever, but a lot of people are saying they rather do multiple 5-day trips opposed to I'm going away for 2 weeks like once a year. Like to me, I'm all about if you told me I could go 5 days, 4 nights a few times a year versus like the 2 week vacation just seems like
I mean,
long
I'm with
as
you.
hell.
We're not there yet. You
Yeah.
know? We have things to get back to. Kids, obligations, jobs, responsibilities.
I have,
Your dad's retired.
Yeah.
If he wants to stay for 8 days,
He can.
God bless him. But yeah, I start to get antsy too.
I have a question for you though, before you get into some of the dramatics and whatnot. When you go on vacation, I've only been on vacation with, honestly, it sounds like a silly thought, but with people that tan. Jordan's white as a tortilla
That's why I love her.
because you love tortillas. Yeah. But I've only been away with people. Like I'm thinking of all the
I
girlfriends.
saw all the Mexicans iron her up too.
Oh,
They're probably
I know what she
picturing her
would do
like-
with some
Picture with some
butter on her.
some butter and some maybe a little
salt,
steak or chicken.
a little sprinkling of barbacoa, some cheese.
No, but like I'm thinking of any girl I've dated that I've been on
carnitas.
vacation with, or any girl that or my wife. Like people go on vacation, they tan. Jordan doesn't tan, so
She tans. She just doesn't. She gets burnt first, so
that's the
she
whole
tries to
point.
avoid.
But what I'm saying is, if you're white as Jordan,
That's why you got to build a base tan.
you burn. So
Yeah.
what I'm saying is,
That's what I'm doing.
most people are like I'm gonna lay on the beach all day. If Jordan lays on the beach all day, she's gonna fucking die.
she's not a big lay on the beach.
So
person.
when I would go, like Sarah would want to lay on the beach
No.
for fucking 8
Jordan
hours.
doesn't do that.
But
And that's
what do you
boring.
do?
Not that, like other things. I just told you. We spent all day at Chichen Itza. Like
No, but I'm
all
saying,
day.
so, like-
It was a 12-hour excursion.
But I'm saying that's a factor I think a lot of people don't realize. When you
Yeah.
date someone or marry someone that is pale skinned, the whole idea of like
People do things different. You're there in the pool schmoozing with strangers. I didn't even dip my toe into the pool. So like that's not what I do.
If there is a beach
Yeah, I was at the beach.
within walking distance,
But I was
where
by myself.
I am not setting foot in a resort pool.
Not setting foot in a resort swim up bar.
I didn't even fucking
Ever.
stick my toe in the pool.
That's wild
I
to
saw
me.
a bunch of people I don't want to talk to.
Lupe is going to bring me drinks in my little palapa by the beach.
Yeah,
On the beach.
but I do think though that it is not a game changer, but it's a plans changer. It is a plans changer.
I did my own beach day while she took a nap.
Palapas.
The next day, excursion, 12-hour Chichen Itza.
12 hours.
The next day was something called the Jungle Cruise. How did I end up here? I went to one of these meetings. Sit down, my friend. Let me tell you about the Hard Rock Cafe, right? It was a 2-hour, meet me for breakfast, my friend. Meet me for breakfast. I tell you, I'll give you the free trip. Dude, this worked out so beautifully, I can't even tell you. I know people don't want to deal with the hassles and the hoffs, but I had to wake up. It forced me to wake up at 8 a.m., go to breakfast to the hotel right next door, which was the Hard Rock.
Yeah.
Had a free dope-ass breakfast. I had to listen to their spiel for about an hour and a half too long.
What was the breakfast? Huevos rancheros?
Whatever you wanted. Yeah.
Oh.
I had to make me a little Mexican omelet.
Ooh.
So,
Green, red peppers, onions.
and try the green juice, my friend. Very good, my friend. And I'll have
Good
that
for-
green
it's
juice.
good for you. It's good.
It's
Yeah,
good.
keep you-
It's good,
keep you
right?
clean.
It's good, right?
Keep you clean.
Yeah, I'll have the green juice. Thank you. So they do their whole spiel. We've talked about this in the past. Listen, here's the deal. You buy now, you get all these vacations in the future. We want you to be part of our Hard Rock
our
Cafe,
club.
our club. And we have all these international hotels that we're in partnership with. And I'm like, no. Where's my free voucher for my excursion?
How does that work for them?
I got to tell you,
How do they make out on that?
sometimes people are really pushing. It's aggravating. This was a wonderful experience. It was a little longer than expected, but everyone was really nice. They took my no for no. However, Rich, you did allude to I got pulled into something.
If you want to be an asshole,
I didn't. I got at the end. I had to speak to someone from Hard Rock,
Yeah.
and I was able to book a Hard Rock vacation. I put $400 down for a future.
So you
one.
prepaid
Had
for a
nothing to
future
do with-
vacation.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with their plan and their club or anything like that.
I'm saying, I
Just a
wonder.
sweet deal.
I wonder if someone really wanted to be an asshole. How long did they tell you? Because they're very specific. Like, my friend, it'll only be an hour. Imagine if you sat down and you're like, and go. And you're-
Jordan
and like-
did, and it was like beep 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 beep. I'm like, all right, guys, we have things to do. So where's my free voucher?
Yeah. That's what you got to do, because honestly, they will take advantage of the kind. Like, if you're the kind natured, like, oh, like I'll sit here all day, they'll sit there until you do some shit. You got to be like, all right, timer's up. You said an hour.
Let me tell you how worth it is, because people are so resistant to
You know, a salesperson.
this experience. If you go in there with all intentions of no thanks, pull your best Pee Wee Herman on the guy and explain why. Like, yeah, no, not happening. I love it. You guys are doing a great job of trying to sell me this, but no. Then it's fine. I got a free breakfast.
Free breakfast. Check. $20.
I woke up at 8 a.m. just to go there.
Sounds like you got a $400 breakfast to me.
I got to check out the Hard Rock Hotel. It was fantastic, right?
Yeah.
It inspired me to, you know what? I do want to come back. I don't know if I want to go to Cabo or Cancun or somewhere else, but I want to come back. So,
I
yeah.
suppose if you're eventually, I mean, you're guaranteed coming back to Mexico.
Yeah.
So now you'll just stay at a Hard Rock resort,
Which was fantastic.
and you have money down, but you still spent $400 on breakfast.
No, but it's $400 towards his next
Towards
trip.
my next trip.
I know.
But hear me out. So I got the free breakfast.
Until you go to book the next trip, and they're like, I'm sorry, it says right here you have to use within 5 days.
This wasn't with the club and the sales, and it wasn't any, this was straight up through Hard Rock. So, long story short,
Too late.
get my voucher. I'm on my way. This voucher is $140 value.
Could you have used it right
Plus
away?
lunch.
You used it right away.
I used it that day.
Yeah. Okay.
This was one of the greatest experiences of my life. So, and this was all free because all I had to do was sit with some Mexican guy for breakfast. You want to see me on a speedboat?
Jordan does it every day. So I'm sure she was.
Yeah.
And she gets nothing out of it.
She gets nothing.
true.
She gets nothing but strife.
Right.
Before you continue, Gabe and Tata, sit down and relax. You guys are standing there. Tata's in the studio, everybody. Hey, Tata.
She's here. Oh, she's here for the Vegas recap.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Hi, Tots.
Tata, our former associate producer, star of Alt Nation on Sirius XM, my
Oh, she's
favorite
the best.
host. Definitely better than most. One of my favorite hosts on Sirius XM, Tata. Tata. And Handsome Gabe are here. So, Tata, let me tell you, what started off as the worst tone setting possible of a vacation, I end up having probably one of the greatest moments ever because I'm on a speedboat.
The Mexican guy was that nice?
No, I get my voucher for my excursion, which includes lunch and everything else. But it's so funny because they just throw you on a speedboat. I've never been on a speedboat in my life, and now I'm driving one. That's what's hilarious.
They let you drive it?
I saw this video on his Instagram and I'm like, I wonder who's driving. Then I'm like, is he driving? He can't even drive a car well. And then they gave him the fucking keys to a speedboat and he's zipping. If you go to Covino's Instagram story, I know zipping. The video that you sent me, I was like, this dude has never driven a boat before. And they're just like,
Jordan started off. She drove first. I drove the way back.
look at you.
Yeah, look at us. But yeah,
What a goof.
hilarious. But it's hilarious because
Oh, this. Okay.
Yeah, it's very sensitive.
we have directional mics here in the Covino and Rich studios. But yeah, now I'm doing all this for free, the Jungle Cruise, and I was sort of reluctant. Jordan was like, yeah, let's do that one. And I was like, you sure you don't want to do the, I don't
What were the options?
like every fucking place. You want to go
On the pirate booze cruise.
the very romantic like pirate dinner at night. Like,
Pirate dinner.
I want to
Pirate
do the
dinner.
pirate dinner. I don't trust,
You're eating in
I
the-
don't trust
Doing,
Mexican pirates.
Andy Van Slyke.
Yeah. Yeah, you have a dinner with
Doug Drabeck.
Barry Bonds and Bobby Bonilla. So, long story short, I get this free excursion, and it was the best part of the trip. It was the highlight. Chichen Itza was wonderful. It's one of the 8 wonders of the world. It was fantastic. But this excursion on a speedboat was the most liberating feeling. Here I am, zipping across the ocean, going through all these little, what do you call them, like lagoons, and they do this whole Aztec show for you. You dance around with Aztec people. They're cleansing your soul. And then when you stop at the destination, they're like, all right, jump in. And it's like, we're here, just jump in. Jumped into the ocean, dude. And I was snorkeling around in an underwater like museum. There were statues underwater. And then Jordan was like off on her own. I was sort of like close to the boat. I don't want to. I'm not as adventurous, but man, it was fantastic.
Sea creatures.
Yeah, so that was.
By the way, you said eighth wonder of the world.
Mm.
Do we only think that because they used to call Andre the Giant the eighth wonder of the world?
He really wasn't, though. I believe they've. What happened was Chichen Itza. I told you it was a place I used to be able to climb the steps and go in and hang out and take pictures. It's been now declared like one of the wonders of the world.
No, but apparently there's only 7 quote wonders of the world. Some say 8, but it's 7 wonders.
There's 7 wonders of the.
But now I think that's one of them. So they blocked it out.
Did you want to know what they are?
There's 7 wonders.
As you go.
Yeah, it's 7 wonders. Here they are already. There's Taj Mahal.
There's the ancient world and the natural world.
The 7 wonders of the world are the Taj Mahal, the Colosseum, Chichen Itza, Machu Picchu, Christ the Redeemer, Petra, and the Great Wall of China.
Is that the modern?
How many would you have been able to guess if you were on like a fucking pain cave?
Yes, you do.
Petra Nemkova, the model?
No, isn't that from in Indiana Jones, the Temple of Doom? Isn't that in, I don't know where it is, like Jordan somewhere? And it's like the carved out ridiculous fucking wall that they entered.
If you were on
Find the
if you
Grail.
were on Covino and Rich's new show Pain Cave, and you had to answer that question or be bludgeoned and die, would you have been
I know
able to?
all those places.
I
didn't know Christ the Redeemer.
I would
was
have
one
missed.
of the wonders.
I would have missed Christ the Redeemer and Petra.
I mean,
the other ones I
know
probably
it.
would have been able to guess.
Petra, I would have gone, I think. But Petra is also my great grandmother's name.
Petra.
For those of you keeping score at home.
There it is. Look at that. Petra.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. You most know it from the Temple of Doom. Indiana Jones. So, dude, the boat trip, again, this goes with the theme of rules. Regular rules on vacations just don't apply. Like, I'm driving a speedboat. I've never driven any boat. I've never driven a rowboat. You know, the last boat I rode was like at Boatcraft Amusement Park. And I had a little bell, and I was like, bring, bring.
And it's on a track.
Yeah, and it's
like Rich said, you're horrible on dry land.
The little
I can't
kid
picture
ride.
you on water.
Yeah,
it was
imagine Covino whipping around the curve in a speedboat. Like,
greatest feeling, bro. It was awesome. And again, to just all of a sudden, now you're jumping into the ocean, like with no regard, and you're just trusting Jose, you know, and you're like, okay, I trust Jose, I guess. And now you're just swimming around, you're snorkeling. It was fantastic. Jordan was like, she's super adventurous with this shit. Like I said, I always come up out of water and I'm looking around like, is the crew still here? Am I close enough
Did
to
they
the
leave
boat?
without me?
Yeah. Jordan, I'm like, where the fuck is Jordan? She's like way out there. She found statues underwater. So anyway, had a great time. My last night, another great day, great dinner. But, you know, Melody was having a meltdown back at home. And I'm like, there's nothing I can do, Melody.
Before you get to life meltdowns.
No, that's really the end of the story.
There's a photo that might be one of my favorites of all time.
It's the best photo ever created.
Best photo
It's
that's ever
Covino.
existed.
Tata, you love this photo.
I love this photo.
Covino on a speedboat from a distance.
Covino versus nature.
And it's just him. And here's the best part. In this photo, Jordan's driving.
That's the weakest
Which is like typical probably of like Covino just not liking to drive.
No, it's just...
It was her turn. I get it. It's Jordan driving the speedboat and Covino just in the passenger seat of the speedboat.
Who are you, Glenn Guglia on vacation? You don't allow your wife to drive?
Of course. I'm just saying,
exactly.
It's Jordan driving and Covino in the passenger seat giving the rock horns. I'm ready. This is this should be your profile picture.
Gotta always be ready to rock. Rock on.
Oh, is it countdown? 9, 8, 7, 5, 4. The greatest photo of all time. 2, 1.
I mean, who's living life harder than me right now?
Hold on. Okay, so we're gonna zoom by. We're gonna swing around. We're gonna zoom by again.
Okay, now you click when I throw up the rock horns.
So I'm gonna give you a 1, 2, 3, and as soon as I stick the horns up both in the air, that's when you take the photo.
Jordan, you smile, I'll rock horns. Ready? And we're coming around the bend. Are you ready, photographer? 3, 2, 1. Rock horns.
Dude, it was great. It was the fucking best. And remember, that was all free. That was all free. We had lunch. Had a nice time.
Spot one more time. I need it one more time. I need it one more time. I agree with Laura. What a fucking nerd.
I was living it, man. You don't even know.
You know what makes it great? I don't know if anyone's ever given rock horns with a vest on before.
A life vest. Not a leather vest.
I don't
A
know.
life vest.
I don't know if anyone's ever given rock horns so hard with a life vest on. Rock it out hard.
I'll show you another picture.
That's crying.
So stupid.
I'll bring this up so you don't have to, because I know you guys want to make fun of me for wearing a T-shirt. Remember, this is a boat ride. So when they gave us our life vests,
I didn't realize it was like
yeah,
two things together.
I got it. Yeah, I gotta explain, because I sent you another picture that you can make fun of, Spot. What happened is Covino is oozing with carnal masculinity in that one. Thank you, Alejandro. I am.
He's a goob.
This was like a long boat ride to the destination, right? You're flying through lagoons and across the ocean and everything else. That was part of the experience. So they're like, yeah, you got to throw on your life vests. Everybody there had clothes on. So we just threw on our life vests. But when you get there, they're like, all right, jump in the water. Everyone there just jumped in the water with their clothes.
Jordan snorkeled with a T-shirt on.
Everybody did. Everybody did. So I bring it up before you even bring it up.
I know, you're preemptive.
So there it is. There's the next picture. So I knew you were going to say something shitty about
Because
it.
who snorkels with a T-shirt
Everybody, because that's
The
what
fat
we
kid in
already
the
had
pool?
our shit on. We had our stuff on. She was about to jump in with her shorts on. And then she realized, oh shit, I'm wearing
on?
shorts.
Did you wear socks too?
It's just how it was, dude.
With your flippers?
By the way, just when you thought you couldn't get any more badass than rock horns on a speedboat, wait till you see dropping deuces in a snorkel mask.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean... See what I mean? Like, I mean, if you look at everybody's got a T-shirt on. Because we're on a boat. No one got undressed.
Oh my God. I don't know what I like more.
We just
I don't know what I
jumped
like more. Peace signs with a snorkel or rock horns
No,
on a
the rock
speedboat.
horns win.
Oh wait, if you want more rock horns, Spot, go to my Instagram because I have footage of me snorkeling.
Oh, do you? Oh, I gotta
Yeah,
see
yeah,
this.
it's on my Instagram. Please leave a comment at Steve Covino.
Did you give rock horns underwater?
I mean, you have to. Right? I mean, you have to. You have to. You have to.
Yo, he had socks in the flippers. He had a T-shirt on.
You guys are stupid.
Wait, there
Everyone-
he is.
All right.
Double rock horns, though. Double underwater.
Oh man.
Rock on! You hear me say rock on? I gave the left and the right hand, bro.
Is there audio? Wait.
Nah, you don't hear it though. I'm snorkeling. So.
You know what, Cove? This is all the retribution from the D. Snyder.
Oh
Oh yeah. You make fun of my D. Snyder rock horns. You're giving rock horns underwater.
Scuba Steve is back, Adam. And hey, man, I've been snorkeling a zillion times. I've never had my shirt on in a snorkeling experience.
Have you done rock
Especially-
horns every time?
Every time. You always do rock horns. I mean,
Honestly-
and who needs to wear a T-shirt when you're wearing a fucking vest anyway? It's just I had the vest on the whole time, and we all just jumped in, didn't even think about it.
You living your best life, and we can't mock it at all.
Yeah,
it's
it
you
was-
enjoying yourself.
Oh, but it's
fun.
funny as
I love it. I
hell.
love it.
That shit was hilarious.
No one's living their happiest moment more than Covino on a fucking speedboat with Jordan, giving the rock horns, and then snorkeling with a T-shirt on, flippers, giving rock horns under.
It's true,
Giving peace
but-
signs underwater.
I should have seen the sign though, because then we get back on our like excursion sort of bus or whatever.
But isn't your instinct when you're when you're jumping in water to not want to be like grossly weighed down like a wet T-shirt? That's I feel like the feeling of a wet
By the
T-shirt
time
is like
I'm on the fucking boat
No?
again and I'm driving all the way back, I'm dry instantly.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know.
I
wasn't a
understand.
thing.
I understand because I see what he's saying.
Everybody
They throw
just
you
jumped
the
in.
thing.
Yeah, they're like, all right,
Yeah. I mean, I would have had a
I would have took it off just because.
tank top on anyway for the excursion.
I mean, look at the picture. And Jordan will back me up. I don't give a fuck about that. I'm there with Jordan. I'll be as sloppy as I want
I'll
to
be
be.
thinking about tan lines too, though. Like I'll be thinking like you're on a boat all day and you're snorkeling and doing scuba Steve stuff.
Those are white guy worries. I don't worry about that.
All right,
So
Like,
but you are a union farmer. You're not worried about the farmer
nah,
tan.
not worried about that. So had a great time. And on the way back, Bittersweet Symphony was playing. I was like, oh, it's an interesting tune here for Mexico. And sure enough, I mean, that's just my life. And I'm not here to sing the blues, but you know, my last night there, I have a nice dinner. And all of a sudden my phone starts
Oh, the
ringing.
Mexican guy or Jordan?
No, this is with Jordan.
Oh, okay.
And you know, started off rough, had a great time.
let me tell you about the hard rock.
And then on the last night, you know, Melody, she doesn't know where I am. And and there's a reason for that. And you're like, that's fucking weird. Well, you can go fuck yourself. You don't know my life. I'm not trying to rub it in her face that Dad's having the best time without her. You know, I'm not. And, you know, she doesn't know where I'm at, but I'm not hiding it either. So when she calls me up, she's having a major meltdown. And I'm like, Melody, there's nothing I can do. Dad's in Mexico. but let's just say it puts a major damper on my time. And I'll resolve this issue, I guess, today.
You're going to live with me now.
Well, no, I don't know. She's at a stage now where she's debating, like, I think I might want to be with you, Dad. And that's fine and all, but there's a lot that needs to be worked out and talked about.
It's not a 12-year-old's decision.
It's not a 12-year-old's decision.
But it is, but it's not.
So my job is to let her know, well, Dad's here for you and you always have a home with me, but I also want you to have a great relationship with your mom. So
because I don't.
Well, no, let's all breathe and relax and figure this out. But that's how my vacation sort of ended, which kind of sucks. Back to reality.
That's just to be. Sadly, I'm sure there's a million people that have dealt with and will deal with and are dealing with the idea of a preteen teenager who's going to
here's the thing, Rich.
Want to bounce back and forth like, I hate you, Mom, I'm living with Dad. I hate you, Dad, I'm living with Mom. I hate you, Dad, I'm living with Mom. I hate you, Mom, I'm living with Dad. Like,
that's just kid shit.
Yeah, and just because she had a bad weekend and a bad moment doesn't mean that we need to get so drastic over this.
But let me ask you, not with your personal, Sarah, but in general, when does it become a... Like, when does it become
if she was in harm and danger,
no,
being
not that. But what if?
Obviously,
no.
That's not the case.
When do you take the kids' feelings into real consideration? Meaning, like,
now I do.
No.
I think there's a lot of overreacting when people are in the moment.
That's what I'm saying.
Things. Put it this way. Since then, I really haven't heard from her that much, so I think things have cooled down. But no one gave a shit that I was on vacation because I even got on the phone with adults. Like, hey guys. I'm a little tipsy right now. I just came back from the restaurant. I'm in Mexico.
I was giving rock horns on a boat an hour ago.
I was on a boat. Can you let me just enjoy the fucking day? But I couldn't. And you know what? That's part of being a parent too. So
the bigger question is again,
no days off for Dad.
Yeah, there's no days off. It's all good.
But my question isn't about your particular scenario. I am curious though, because I had talked to Sarah about this because there were times where she was close with her dad growing up. But he lived in the neighborhood, so she was always like, he picked her up from school, much like you pick Melody up from school and stuff like that. When do you take the kid serious, right? Like, when do you say, when is it not an overreaction? Because there might be a kid that's like, no, listen, I've been saying this for months now. I want to live with you, Mom, or I want to live with you, Dad.
I mean, I'm taking her serious now.
No, but you're right,
I also want to make sure that, like, hey, here, let's come up with a plan.
Now, the first time
let's not be so drastic where you're just.
But Cove, the first time
saying goodbye to Mom.
But the first time,
you're 12. Slow down.
Yeah, but the first time,
and
the first time you disciplined her, or any dad disciplines their kid, then what are they gonna be like? Now go back to Mom. A kid can't play the back and forth game when someone doesn't do what they want. But at the same time, like, I mean, sometimes kids realize, like, hey, I like this parent better.
But that's not the case right now. She's a preteen.
I know, but someone's tricky.
And here's what it is. Her mom has 2 kids. And that's their business. I'm not here to discuss that. She doesn't want to be bothered by that scenario. That's on her. She needs to deal with it. Guess what? I didn't want to deal with my siblings either sometimes. She's got to deal with it.
Yeah.
So just because she doesn't want to deal with it doesn't mean she jumps ship and scubas with Dad, right? With his T-shirt on. Because what happens when Dad has kids? Well, now she doesn't want to be with me?
According to
she's got to work it out. My point is, here I am rocking like a hurricane. Here I am in Mexico trying to have a great time. And now my good night dinner is like interrupted with this, it seemed like a tragedy at the time.
What a day. Hold on one second. Whoa, slow down. What?
Yeah. Yeah, Dad, I'm having a meltdown.
2 hours later.
I have people fighting with me. Like, that's the nightmare. People fighting with me. I'm like, I'm in Mexico. Go fuck yourself. Like, why are you fighting with me? I'm not the problem. There's a problem going on here, right?
Yeah.
But like, I'm the blame. I'm here snorkeling. I'm doing backstrokes in a cenote. Everyone's fighting with me. I don't get it. So, yeah.
Honestly, that probably defines your trip. At 1 minute you're snorkeling, giving rock signals underwater, and then 2 hours later you're being yelled at by other adults.
being
Harassed.
yelled at. And it's like, well, hold on. Hey, I understand everyone. Here's what I do understand. Hey, man, sometimes being a parent is rough and you lose your fucking shit. And sometimes you have rough days and people say some shit and crazy shit happens. But guess who was not involved in that scenario?
Scuba Steve.
I have proof, video proof that I was not involved. So why am I getting yelled at? It's like, it makes you want to ram your head through the wall. So that's how it ended, unfortunately.
I agree with Rashawn. You should have hit up your ex-wife and her guy and all that and been like, hey, let's lighten the mood, and just sent them the picture of you with the rock coins.
I said to them, well, you know what that turned into? I said, listen, guys, everyone's having a bad day. I get it.
Yeah.
I respectfully get it. And I do believe my kid was in the wrong at that point in time. Yeah. Right? I'm like, look, she said some things she probably shouldn't have said, which seems ungrateful. Every parent's been in a scenario where, like, your kid says some ungrateful shit that drives you crazy. And
what's that? How does Jose end his emails?
Peace in a celebrated cloud of music.
Awesome.
Oh,
peace.
There was like something with rock in there.
In a celebrated cloud of metal.
That's what you should send Layla. Tell Layla.
Oh, look, that's their business in their life. I'm not here to talk about that.
I know.
But what I'm here to talk about, and what I'm here to say is, I even said at one point, listen,
check it out.
And I understand you had everyone's having a bad moment. I've been drinking all day, guys. I said that. I've been rocking out on a boat.
I've been rocking out.
And you know what that turns into? Oh, so you've been drinking all day. Oh. Yeah, because I'm on vacation. And then all of a sudden I'm like dealt with all this guilt of having fun, and I'm the worst parent ever, and then I go home sad and on a flight back to reality. So it's like, you try to have fun.
So you've been drunk all day.
It turns very much turns into that.
I bet you made that flight of misery on time.
Yeah, I made the miserable flight home back right on time. And, here I am. But then again, here's where you guys could take over. I left on Friday because I had a lot of work to do for Sirius XM, but also to get a little rest in there to head to Vegas with you guys. The week wasn't over yet for me. So I took a quick trip to Vegas the very next morning to hang out with our buddy Narzan, celebrate his birthday, Handsome Gabe and Drew Mack and Steve and everyone else that was there, Tata, Rich and Spot. So I met them in Vegas.
TJ and his wife. And I mean, we'll get into the weekend, but I'm just reading the feedback, and I'm seeing also that around 13, a kid could talk to a court or a lawyer or something and vouch for what they want. But at 16, a kid could make their own decision on what parent they want to live with and spend time with. But 12, 13, that's like a tricky age of, and again, not just you. Any kid that's like having little disputes can't be bouncing back and forth like, I hate you, Dad, I'm living with Mom. Mom yells at her, I hate you, Mom, I'm living with Dad.
But in the moment when I'm feeling like, something's going on, if I were there, I'd be like, well, and you don't always want to be the savior either. Like, hey, deal with it. Figure this out.
Yeah.
But in that moment, I probably would have went and said, all right, spend the rest of the weekend with me. It's all good. You always got your dad. But, Daddy wasn't there.
Take me to the fair.
Daddy was doing the backstroke. So that was it. And
so you're saying you were drunk?
Yeah, I was. I was in Mexico. Like, leave me alone. And I put it this way. Probably said some shit I shouldn't have said.
Maybe shit you should have said like over the last 2 years.
People are coming at me a little sideways. I'll say that. And that didn't sit well with me. Kind of left a bittersweet sort of taste of our vacation. But the moments we had were great. I needed them. Jordan was awesome. It was nice to see her have fun. It was nice to get away. But then I got back and had to head right back to Vegas to party with you guys. So that's where the story. And I had to get a COVID test to come back. I saw people asking, you had to get a COVID test to re-enter the States.
They still do those?
Yeah.
I was like,
to come back to the U.S., yeah.
It's for the first time on our way back from Vegas. Tata, you had mentioned, like, Tata, by the way, an auntie. Tata's an aunt now. And Tata said, in a couple days, I'm going to get a COVID test so I could see my newborn little niece. And you and I both agreed that it was the first time we had thought of COVID in weeks.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, that's right. There's
like the second we got to Vegas, it's like COVID did not exist. and until we got back.
It's
Plain and simple.
Yeah,
There's no more, no less to it.
Yeah, I mean, it is. Gabe, you could attest to Vegas is wide open. Like, it's over.
Completely over. Yeah.
It's like people are in bars, clubs, casinos. The little glass plastic partitions are down. That's not even a thing anymore. At the Cosmo, where we had a drink one night, I did see some of the tables still had like those partitions, like at the roulette table or something. But for the most part,
Yeah, there wasn't.
it's like they've even taken down all that stuff. So, I saw Pat McAfee the other day. Him and his crew sort of did this whole we beat COVID celebration when they lifted it from the planes. And by the way, next time you fly, are you going to wear a mask if it's optional?
Oh, sorry, that was me.
They made that announcement while I was there that the ban was just lifted and everyone was excited. So I wore mine anyway. I mean, I'm not one of those little bitch boys that complain about it. I'll wear it.
But you didn't wear one. You didn't wear one your whole life, so it's not.
No, but on the plane, there's fucking old people coughing and shit. I don't know what the fuck they got. So
but you didn't care your whole life. But now you're saying this opened your eyes.
My whole life, we didn't have a pandemic to fucking deal with. So, I'm glad it's lifted. But I'm not in any rush. I was on vacation. It was nice to live normal. I wasn't thinking about it, but I'm not going to take chances if I don't have to.
I get sick after every flight I take. I'm keeping the mask on the plane.
Yeah, on the plane, I kept it on.
I brought up the plane because I think the plane might be the only place where people still say,
maybe
I'll throw it on. Honestly, it might also depend who you're sitting next to. If you're sitting next to some fucking gross person, they're like, you might be like, maybe I'll put my mask on for a couple hours. But I think that the masks on the plane being lifted is the final straw of it's over. No matter, even if there's little spikes of COVID in the future, it'll be treated honestly like a flu. Think about it. It's over. We got through it, and it's wild to think that 2 years of our lives were sort of, we got displaced by a lot of shit.
Yeah, that's why it's nice to live it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And, I had a great time in Vegas, but I'll let these guys tell that part of the story because I took up a good hour and 15 of my excursion. But Jordan did want to make it clear that our Uber also set us back big time because it got there late, and then we got there late, extra late. We would have been late, but we would have made it if the Uber was on time the way it was supposed to be. So had a good time nonetheless. But then again, real life kicks in. It's I just hope today everything's better, but we'll see.
Now, we head to Vegas. Las Vegas. We head to Vegas this past weekend. And I saw some people saying yo, Covino Rich having a party or something? Nah. It was our friend Narzan, who we met through the show.
Even Black Ice hit me up yesterday. Thanks for the invite. It wasn't my party.
It wasn't our thing.
It wasn't.
And that was the only misconception that I wanted to make clear, because there were some people who seems like their feelings were hurt.
Yeah, we threw an event. Nobody threw an event.
We had a convention and didn't announce it.
Yeah.
No.
We went to a friend's birthday party.
Narzan, who we've met 10 plus years ago, listener of the show that we became personal friends with, had a birthday party in Las Vegas. And he goes, "Oh, you guys want to go to Vegas?"
I wasn't sure I was going to make it.
And
because I was away.
I looked at the calendar. I looked at everything, and I said, you know what? I actually could make it. The weekend actually works for me. I'll be around. I could do it. Yeah. I mean, there have been plenty of times where Narzan, a few months back, Narzan and Steve and Brittany, a few people came out to LA for a couple days. They stayed by the beach. We had dinner with them. So Narzan's a close personal friend over the years.
And it seemed to work out where a few people had the weekend available.
It was weird because he said Tata he invited a bunch of people thinking maybe a few people would say, I'll join you. And it was one of those scenarios where, imagine you have a wedding and you're like, oh, I'm going to invite 200 people. And Gabe, remember when you got married, you and Donna probably invited a bunch of people thinking well, there'll be a percentage of people that can't go. Narzan did that for a birthday party. And I think he's 100% of the people I'll be there, which is rare for any event or party.
I heard him say that. Yeah, he was shocked.
We're talking,
but you know what? People not only want to celebrate Narzan, but are well, fuck yeah. I mean, we've been cooped up for 2 years. Let's go. So Exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody's
Tata, I've
each
only
other.
seen you a couple times over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Like a couple little family parties.
This
or
is
like,
the most time I've spent with you guys in 2 years.
And Narzan invited his close friends, and a lot of them are people he met through the show. And one of the underlying cool vibes was so many people have made friendships through Covino and Rich that it warms my heart and balls. Like it really,
you know what, man?
heartwarming.
That was unnecessary.
If there's it warms my balls. He's
It
right.
warms my balls too,
my
Tata.
balls
It
are
does.
really
I mean,
warm
that's,
right
I had to say it. I don't want to get too sappy.
No, because I did a little
warm
bit of
balls.
complaining and I didn't really want to.
Wanna
That's
hear
just
about
my
your warm
story.
balls.
But
Very
it
warm.
really is heartwarming and ball warming
Yeah.
to know that what we set out to do actually came to fruition. And when you think back, when we would host events and host our conventions, our whole point was to make sure people had a reason to do something.
Create friendships,
And create
like-minded
friendship.
people,
Remember, hey,
good people.
We just want to, hey, we're just trying to give you guys a reason to dip out, come to New York, have fun, and through those experiences and events that we started with all the intent in the world of like to have people connect, actually worked. And we made millions of matches and friendships and
People
It's-
go
it's
on
really cool to see.
vacation with
Yeah.
other Covino and Rich listeners and their families, marriages, divorces, hookups,
kids.
best buds. Like we've it's wild to think of all the friendships our show has been, a part of. So we get to Vegas
Spot's getting ready to say something.
and Spot.
God, you're so good, Tata.
Spot,
I know.
when we
I
get
know
to
your body
Vegas,
language, pal.
When Tata listens to, I love it. Oh my God, I miss you so much.
we
Love you.
we get to Vegas and
God.
we see
Who could have seen that coming?
Drew Mack. You were waiting to say something.
I love you.
Drew Mack and his wife, CJ, and his wife, Brittany and Steve and Narzan and Handsome Gabe came into town.
Jaime,
Jaime
Cheryl.
Tavares and his wife Casey.
It's good to see Cheryl. It's good to see everybody, man.
I mean, there was, it was really just like a fantastic time.
Eddie, your DJ.
Eddie, your DJ, and his wife Kendra, Tony Moriello. I mean, there were a ton of people that
You're forgetting Mauser for the first time.
I'm doing that on purpose.
Oh, really?
I wanted to pretend he wasn't there. No, but
Wes
Mauser and
Bree
Angela.
Wes and like
Wes and Bree,
yeah.
who Bree is just a delight.
Oh, she's so fun.
I mean,
So fun.
I sent you some pictures, Spotty, if you want to pull them up. But
I have a ton of photos.
they were there. Rich and Spotty and everybody else got
ones?
there on that Friday. I returned from Vegas. Some people before that. I ended up joining them on Saturday afternoon. So
I mean,
it was great to see everybody.
I'll show it if you want me to again.
Yeah.
All right.
oh, there it is.
Perfect.
But the point
you
is,
sent other photos,
before we
so-
even talk about the weekend, again, this is an invite we got from our buddy. Like, hey, I'm having a little birthday hang in Vegas. You want to go? The same way I would go to,
It's not Rich's first little hang.
it's not my first little hang.
Or is
The
that?
same way I would go to a friend's birthday party here or in New York or anywhere. And it just so happens that we show up in Vegas and there's like 20 people that we know from our show, essentially.
Yeah. In other words, what Rich is trying to say is,
By the way, this is one of the tables.
yeah. What Rich is trying to say
Just
is,
one.
we
There were
didn't
two of
invite
these
anybody.
tables.
We had nothing to do with inviting anyone. We just showed up to hang with our bud. We didn't know who was going to
I
go.
didn't plan any.
We didn't do any of the planning.
I didn't plan anything.
Yeah, so.
I didn't set up it. I just showed up.
But
For
yeah,
the
I did see a
first
lot of
time
people like,
ever.
"Did you guys have an event or something?" No, those are just friendships that were created through our show.
Yeah, what do you want me to do?
Yeah, so it's nice to see. And there was a party bus.
Yeah.
We're partying. Look at Gabe has a suit on. Narzan's wearing a hat.
Gabe has a red suit on. That's
maroon. I believe
a
it's
maroon.
officially
Maroon. Spot and Gabe were the invert of each other that night.
Yeah,
Right,
let
right.
me pull up that photo.
That
We
photo
wore
is
the-
so good.
He wore a maroon suit with a black shirt. I wore a black jacket with a maroon shirt.
And I say this,
Super cute.
Unintentionally.
I say this with all sincerity. I love all of you,
I love
but
that.
everyone we were hanging with.
Yeah.
Just the nicest people, and it really is like a testament to what we've built throughout the years. And it was so nice to give Steve from Utah a big fat hug And to see Wes from Idaho and tickle his nuts, and
I gave
to see CJ and rub his head and say, "Man, you look fucking great, bro. Bring it in."
Gabe took a photo of me taking a loving embrace of Wes. I'll send. I'll
saw
put
that.
up too.
You and Wes in Idaho had like, honestly, like it looked like, you know when someone says goodbye to someone on like The Bachelor?
I love giving man hugs.
Hi.
Drew Mag, he's dancing like he used to.
CJ was the life of the party.
CJ,
You weren't
I
at.
heard that he killed karaoke.
You weren't there the first
yeah.
night. But CJ got up on that karaoke stage and said, "This is my moment to shine."
I heard.
It was like, honestly, it was like an artist performing.
I heard from everybody.
Spot got on stage. We need to talk about Spot on Friday night because he was wasted.
I was.
He was throwing popcorn off a balcony, aiming for cleave.
Yeah, he was aiming for. So I was trying to throw popcorn into women's cleavage off a balcony. I'm like, yo, you're gonna get punched in the nose by someone.
It was Vegas over Fremont Street. What do you want?
I support you.
But
I'm not mad. It was great.
It was just a fantastic time, and just I had to throw it out there that this is not a Covino and Rich event. It was simply a birthday party for a friend. We were there, and what a great weekend. I mean, there's really nothing more you could say other than a great weekend. Handsome Gabe and I, my goodness, you and I feel like you were my gambling buddy most of the weekend. We won, we lost, we won, we lost. We had a Gabe and I had a moment.
There was also a great daytime fight that you guys could gamble on, so that added to the fun.
Gabe, you and I had a moment that
bonded us forever.
I will never. It was one of those moments that very rarely happen where Gabe and I went to. We left the crew. Everyone was sitting having little poolside cabana drinks and all that. And we went to go watch. And you would have, if you were there, Covino, you would have definitely come with Gabe and I to go watch the Tyson Fury Dillian White fight. It was at the Circa across the street. So we just took a walk to another hotel and we bet on Tyson Fury to win. But we said, what round? So we said, oh, it's going to be like middle end of the fight. So we bet on a few rounds, like Tyson Fury knockout in the 6th, 7th, or 8th round. It's like $20 wins $300. So it was like, wow, let's bet on the 6th round. That sounds good, right? So we bet on the 6th round. And midway through the round, nothing really happening. Then all out of nowhere, an uppercut. Tyson Fury catches him. Dillian White goes down. Gabe, you and I embraced, jumped, high five. Like, I mean, it was insane.
Yeah. Arms in the air. Yeah. No,
Like,
right.
As we discussed on Fox Sports Radio last night, it's the freak out. The freak out moment. Your team hits a walk-off home run in a big game.
It's funny. Those are like, I don't know if it's like a male instinct or maybe it's everybody, but like I'll be watching something, barely paying attention, 11 o'clock at night on the couch.
Yeah.
And then somebody hits this 3-pointer and you just instinctually, you can't help it. You can't help it.
So you guys were jumping up and down
In
like
that
schoolboys, huh?
We were, no joke, jumping like arms in the air, hugged, high five, like, and we're audibly being like, yeah. I feel like Covino when he does this like rock stuff where he just unnecessarily goes like, yeah.
Let me tell you something funny. So we were at the pool before that, and it was hot, And so anyway, we walk over there, and I'm standing there, and I'm like, and we're all kind of huddled together, and there's some like lady next to me. I'm like, I think this lady might be stinky. But then I was like, it could be me too. Sweating by the pool all day. So right at that moment, there was like that split second where like, am I going to go for like the full celebration? Like arms up all the way?
Oh, you said, you thought you didn't want to stink.
Yeah, but then.
So he didn't want.
So you know what? Yeah, we're going for it.
Oh, it was fucking great. It was a cool moment. And I'll be honest, I'm not gonna be that dope that's like, yo, you know how much I won in Vegas? I lost quite a bit of money in Vegas, but it was worth it. We had a great weekend with friends. But mixed in the losses, Spot. Gabe and I were with each other during a few amazing moments, meaning for all the times we lost and was like, Spot, I saw you too, like a couple hundred in blackjack, couple hundred in craps. Like we were losing.
Was it as amazing as this moment? me hugging Wes from Idaho.
Look at that. It's a beautiful photo.
Look at that loving embrace.
It's just love.
I'll always love you. I'll always love you, Wes.
It was a love fest for Narzane's
Literally,
birthday.
that's what these weekends turn into. It's everybody hugging and just wasted.
Yeah. I know, it's true. And look, there's a lot of people that we wished were there. And, some people were invited, couldn't make it. Like Magic Will wasn't there, but we were thinking about you.
Tony, San Diego.
Gabe and
There's Tony.
the very handsome Tony Moriello.
Verses of each other.
Look at that picture.
Yeah.
Holding our sassy drinks.
Hey,
You can't see Tony Moriello's abs in that photo.
Oh my God.
The point is, we wish everyone could be there, but it was Narzan's birthday party. And those are the friendships he made along the way. And we were happy to be part of it. And we're still going to do an event one of these days. We just don't know what.
And you know what?
Everyone's invited, but we just don't know
Spot
when.
said something interesting. Spot said,
Oh my God.
this might have been his indicator that we're not quite sure if Vegas is the best spot for a Covino and Rich event because it's pretty.
It's like when I rented you know how I was like really gung ho about getting a Tesla, and then I rented a Tesla and like took it on a trip, and I was like, maybe not because you have to stop and charge and waste time. Going to Vegas with a large group of people was like a mini convention, and it just seemed like hurting so many people in a town like Las Vegas that already has so much going on.
I know what Spot was thinking. Spot was thinking, I'm not involved. This is someone else's birthday of 20 people. I can't imagine if we did a Covino and Rich event and there were like hundreds of people and Spot's trying to wrangle everyone like, all right, we're going to, all right, now we're going to the Cosmo and then we're going to go to New York. And hey, there's a bar here. Like Spot, I could see Spot thinking,
How do I get there? Walk.
Is this a logistical nightmare or could it work?
You have to have a serious plan when you go to Vegas with that many
plan.
people.
Yeah.
In New York, we can just walk in anywhere and it's fine.
Right.
But like Vegas, we had to worry about like covers
Yeah.
and like shit like that. Just to go, even when it was a handful of us.
Not much is covered in Vegas. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So hey, listen,
Spot.
it was a great time, but Spot, there's no better
That's
feeling.
cheeks.
There's no better feeling than even when you
picks.
even when you lose. Even when you lose money in Vegas, which we lost a lot of money.
I didn't lose that much. I spent a lot. I didn't lose a lot.
I lost a lot. Gabe lost a lot. We lost.
I've never seen money disappear so fast. When you put
quickly.
like 100 into the thing, it just slides in. And
Oh,
like,
Gabe and I were playing.
minute.
Gabe and I were playing roulette, and there was no better feeling. It happened like twice, but it just shows you how much we lost. Is what it shows you. There were 2 times where we were coming back from somewhere. Oh, we were coming back from the fight.
Yeah.
We were coming back from the fight, and let's say it paid out my winnings. The $20 paid $320. So I had $300 bills and a 20. So I'm like, I got this spare 20 because in Vegas money's not real.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, let me put this 20 in, and I bet $20 on Red 16. Fucking hit $700, and I'm like, we had another moment.
Freak out.
So to think that when the weekend was done, I ended up down over 1,000 just shows you how much losing was done for me to be. We had great fun winning moments, but there were so many times where me or Spot or Gabe would sit down and like craps. Like 3 times in a row, they would crap out on the first roll, and it was like, well, that was a quick couple hundo. Have a good day. Goodbye now.
I've decided that like the craps machines, which I love sitting at, are just waste of money. Like you can win a lot of money. I did it once. The first time I played, and it's been stuck in my head that I'm like, oh, I can do it again. Never again. I always lose money. But I sit down at a blackjack table and I won 100. That's how I won. I lost all my money in craps, gained it all back playing blackjack.
Covino saw.
If I just done blackjack, I would be up this weekend.
And I'll just give everyone a warning, and then we'll be done with the gambling stories. But I'll give 2 quickies. I'll give everyone a warning. I've done this so many times in my life, and the percentage, Spot, back me up on the percentage. It might be like 20% success rate. You get back at like 2, 3, 4 in the morning to your hotel. You're like, maybe I'll gamble a little before I go to bed. Once in a blue moon, you'll win a few hundred and be like, what a great decision.
That's what happened to me. That's how I won some blackjack money.
See, it worked for me. It's like, this is when it's going to happen for me. I probably lost $300 in like 12 minutes. And I was like, why did I not just go to the elevator bank? Like, I was so aggravated. And then you gamble out of boredom. Covino and I were at the Cosmo having a cocktail. And I said, let's take a walk. Let's do a little ass gazing, look around, people watch, see what's going on. And we passed a blackjack table that no one was at. And sometimes it's fun to play one-on-one.
We actually first saw a colleague that we worked with forever.
And he was so unexcited to see us.
He didn't give a shit.
He could not be bothered with you guys.
I don't want to call his name.
We'll call him Tim.
Hey, it's Tim that we worked with for 20 years. Remember you knew us when we were kids. We're here. Yo, Tim, we haven't seen you in years. You're in Vegas?
Hey.
Oh, hey.
He gave us one of these.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
He's like back to this roulette thing. He's doing.
Uninterested.
Oh, it was. I looked at Covino and I'm like, "Yo, that was the lamest greeting we ever got." It's pretty funny.
So then Rich lost all this money.
No, and then,
But still, you know who lost the most money? Jaime Tavares on drinks for everybody.
Yeah.
Yo, he's one of the most
Generous?
That's the word. Generous people.
He is unbelievable. But
What word were you searching for?
I was thinking gracious. I
I
knew it
think
started with a G. I knew it started with a G.
I think you're gonna say
Let's get in there.
bulges. But Covino watched me sit down and spot. This is the worst feeling too for all the gamblers out there. You sit down and Covino saw right out the gate. I was hot. I started $100 and I looked down. I'm like, I got like $300. Should I walk away? Yes, but did I? No. And then for all the gamblers, I'll just tell one boring thing. He saw me. I got a 7. I got 7s and they had a 5. So what do you do, Spot, when you have 7s and they have a 5?
You split, Rich.
Split them. Next one. Another 7.
Split it, Rich.
So now I got 3 $25 bets. And then guess what I get on the
Rich
7?
hasn't split this many 7s since the early 2000s.
I haven't split this. In the early 2000s. I have not split this many 7s since 02. And Spot, why don't you guess it? Then I get an opportunity to double down. Like, oh, there's a 3. So I have like a few hundred riding on this one hand. And
Rich hasn't tapped on a 3 that many times since the early 2000s.
And
In the early 2000s. In the early 2000s.
Oh,
yeah, that is
really?
yeah.
He sent him 3 versions.
Yeah,
There's a low version.
3 versions, because one wasn't enough.
There's a low one.
Could you
wait a low version?
I'll do it for Tata.
Just for Tata.
So
Can I say though, Rich, you turn into a different animal when you hit
Oh my
the
God.
casino. You get late. You turn into a different person.
I'm a
You can't be
delinquent.
bothered.
I'm a degenerate. I know it. I
know.
It really is like he's
But you get,
jonesing
like-
for something.
Blinders on.
I'm like,
Yeah.
so
Sorry, Cove.
In the early 2000s.
oh,
In the early 2000s.
fucking great.
I want that to be my ringtone.
No, you don't.
Well,
No, you don't.
it was just a rough weekend of gambling, but an amazing weekend of friends and hanging. And to wrap up that boring story, Spot, as you'd imagine, like every dumb blackjack story ends. Hey, the dealer built a 20.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, oh, it's that make or break hand. Everyone knows the make or break hand. Like if I win this hand, I'm up a lot and I'm going to walk. If I lose this hand, I fucking lost it all.
Gabe and I
Yeah.
sat down at a table where the dealer built 21s like four or five times in a row.
And you're like, what on earth is going on?
Yeah.
In the early 2000s. In the early 2000s.
It's a really fun weekend.
It was.
Super fun
Tata,
weekend.
what were your observations?
You know, I had a very interesting weekend.
I don't think Tata has laughed as much as she has.
Okay.
When we shared me, Tata, and Covino. The
you
three
guys
of us.
You guys had your little.
We shared a hotel room, and it was like sleepaway camp with 13-year-old girls.
Oh.
They were the level of joking at 3 a.m. with the lights off was unreal. I think the parting words Covino gave before we like legit tried to go to sleep. He was like, "Tata, if you hear me fart, just know it was Rich."
Oh man.
That was your good night to Tata. Good night, Tata.
That shit was funny though.
I mean, just like
It was Rich.
No, it
tears.
was. Well, Tata brings out our like uncontrollable giggles, and we're being
Tata,
just
you
like
have a
giggle
silly.
fits.
You have a contagious laugh. So the original plan was we were all headed to Vegas, and I was like, well, my wife Sarah can't go because the kids and everything. So it was a bummer. We couldn't figure out. So I went solo, and when Tata was going, Tata's like my little sister. So I was like, yo, Tata, so that you don't have to stay alone, and you know, we'll shack up together. And I got the room with the 2 queen beds, and then Covino's like, yo, bro, I'm gonna make it after all. So I was like, slumber party. And so Covino and I
was like, I don't want him.
So Covino and I share a bed, and I gotta say, we've shared beds over the years because we've gone on crash places. But midway through the night, like I feel like Covino thought I was Jordan because he was like, "You're so cool." I was like,
Whoa.
I had to be
His eyes
like,
got big.
I had to be like, "Yo, bro,
Whoa.
honestly." Yo, can you scoot? I had to wake Covino up to be like, can you scoot over a little bit? Because I was on the edge of the bed, like, yo, dude. I was like, stop spooning me. So I was like, I didn't want to, but I had to give him a little like, yo, bro, scoot over a little. Because
That we were gonna play footsies like we used to in the early 2000s.
I was like, enough helmet mashing, Jesus. But we had to wrap up this fucking night, Tata. I can't tell you the last time we laughed the way Tata, Covino, and I did. You described it perfectly. It was like 13-year-olds at sleepaway camp. Lights are out, and Covino was on fire with his jokes.
And they were so dumb. They were so dumb.
I was telling stupid stories. Covino was telling
also
jokes,
on fire?
and Tata's laugh just made it. All it did was provoke us to keep going. Like Tata was like encouraging us.
Look what you did, Tata.
I did it to myself.
That is true. That is true. So
But it was a great weekend.
It was.
Pool was fun. Spot was fun. We all had fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
I had
Nice
a
to
shoe
see
break.
everybody.
Oh, the Mousers are angels on this earth. Particularly Angela, because my shoe broke in the party bus. We weren't even drinking yet. We weren't even at dinner yet. My shoe broke. So Angela and I had to go. Don't you dare pull up that photo.
No,
Don't you dare pull up
I
that
won't
photo.
pull up the photo.
Thank you.
What of your feet? Yeah.
No, my
You
heel
don't want
broke.
people, you don't want people to start whacking
No.
it.
You have to pay for those
feet.
photos. My
That's for
heel
her
broke
Tonely
in
fan
the party
page.
bus. And I was wearing a dress and I was like, shit, now I got to go buy a shoe at the Aria, which only has designer stores. I was like, I'm not dropping $1,000 on a heel. So me and Angela go on the hunt for shoes. I almost dropped $400 on a shitty pair of heels that I didn't even know the brand, but I was like, I need a shoe.
I would have been barefoot if I were you at that point. Like
No,
$400
and
for a
this
shitty pair of shoes.
This is the conversation we were having that night was, I've talked so much shit about people walking barefoot in Vegas, I could not.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, that's what happens when you talk shit your entire life. So I had to go get a pair of random ugly flats. I looked like a 12-year-old in a dress and little ballet flats.
You know what? No one noticed
awful.
though. No one
It was
noticed her kid.
No one noticed,
No
but
one
I
noticed
knew
her
it.
kid because
No one else
Spot
cared.
on the way there, Spot goes, "Oh shit, I'm only wearing my gym sneakers. I forgot to pack shoes." And I go,
Yeah.
"Spot, you know what? No one will even notice."
No one cared. No one saw them.
Spot was thinking about
No
buying
one
like
cared.
Spot was thinking the same thing. Like, should I buy a nice pair of shoes when I'm there? I'm like,
I
yo,
guess they were
dude.
at the Target, you know, just
No
get
one-
like some
yeah.
good fellow
Well,
shoes.
that was the thing. I was like on the Target app. I'm like, let me get the shittiest pair of cheap black heels to get away with it the rest of the night. Target didn't have those fucking shoes. I was so pissed. It took me like an hour to accept my fate that I was stuck with these shitty, ugly shoes.
Yeah,
And
I was like,
but once
shut
I got
up.
past it, we were good. Anyway, Angela deserves a medal for having to deal with me.
Yeah, she's great. The Mausers are great. Well,
And for
We've
dealing
been
with
my favorite
Mauser.
people.
and for dealing with
I love
Michael
Mauser.
Mauser.
Yeah. But great times, great friends. Again, we'll figure out a way where we can all do it together in the future.
One of my
That's the
favorite
goal.
moments was when I forgot that Mauser's real first name is Guy, and someone brought a check over, and they're like, "Guy," and I'm like, "Who's Guy?" And then he's like, "That's right, you're Guy Mauser." Who knew? I forgot. I was like, "Where do you live, Flavortown?" All right, let's
See,
go.
Brianna knows. Brianna went to go get flip flops.
Yeah, you got.
And luckily, Rich had a pair in his back pocket.
I was like, "Oh, hold on."
Rich had an extra pair in his fanny pack.
He has like he pulls a cord and they inflate.
Oh.
Like an emergency
It was
pair.
hilarious.
Any other final thoughts from
No,
our
it was,
Vegas
it was a
weekend?
great weekend of fights. Tyson Fury with the big win. Maybe we'll get a Francis Ngannou fight next. Some hybrid sort of fight we talked about on Fox Sports Radio. Some great sports, some NBA playoffs, and the Johnny Depp case. That was pretty much the weekend.
I saw a compilation because I'm so not uninterested. I just don't know anything about this case, but I saw someone putting together Johnny Depp's best moments. And he seems like he's pretty funny on the stand. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I mean, he is a
He just
entertainer.
doesn't care at this point.
He doesn't give a shit. And let's say the attorney's like, Mr. Depp, we're going to ask you questions. And he's like, this guy's got questions. Like, he's very, almost like sarcastic and funny about the whole
I
thing.
was very proud of my tweet. I was like, I'm confused. Is it a defamation case or a defecation case?
Mr.
Because the big story is Amber Heard took a shit in his bed.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, me either. He's like, it wasn't. They have two little
Is that-
Yorkies or something.
Is that a thing?
And he's like, oh, how do you know it was her? He's like, it wasn't my two little Yorkies. She shit in the bed. She shit like in his bed.
There's
According to the story.
There were other
That's what
funny.
I heard.
There were
Was it a short or like she actually squeezed one out?
she
Amber
pooped in the
Turd.
bed. Yeah.
Well, as an FU to him, not like by accident.
Yeah, as the meme goes, you wake up in the morning,
Nastiest shit I've ever heard.
you
Feeling like
wake up,
he
you
did it.
shit, you take a shower, and then you get out of bed. But I saw there were other things of Johnny Depp where they're like, Mr. Depp, it says here you were drinking at 10 in the morning, and he looks around the room like, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right, everybody? Like he's just like they're like it says you poured a huge glass of wine. He's like, well, huge is a relative term, right, everybody? Like
No, a mega
sized wine bottle. He's like, mega size. I don't know what that means.
The glass is meant to be filled.
A glass.
mega something.
If you could find, I don't know. Maybe someone else put a snappier
the
compilation
story
of
was
Johnny Depp
hard
moments.
to avoid. I mean, it was all over social media, and just have to acknowledge that it's getting more odd because James Franco's taking the stand. Elon Musk, the dude from Vision, what's his name?
Paul Bettany.
Yeah, Paul Bettany's
I
involved.
have a question.
And all these celebrities are involved.
there.
Because
A mega pint. Do you pour a mega pint of wine?
Let's see if this.
By the way, this might be it. Hold it 1 second though. Did you notice that one thing that was interesting to wrap up our Vegas weekend? Was this the first Vegas weekend where there was zero smut involved? Tata pointed that out. Tata, you said every time you've been to Vegas with us, there's some type of smut involved.
We always end up at the strip club. There is no strip club.
Strip club, green door.
I thought you had gone maybe like the Thursday or Friday before.
No, it was a smutless weekend. I don't
Tata's
know.
blouse did pop open multiple times.
That is true.
Nice.
You guys have all
So
seen
Cheek
me.
was exposed.
I know Bree's nip popped out at one point.
Yeah.
Nice.
No one got nipped from me. Just raw action.
And Tony Moriello showed everyone his hog. So it was all good. So Spot, play the Johnny Depp thing. This might be it, but yeah, there's a compilation of like his best moments. Let's see.
Is this just like instrumental?
Yeah, it is. It's audio.
Oh no.
I wanted to make clear that you signed that in the summer to Paul Bettany, correct?
Again.
Okay. So you
Might be more visual. So, Spot, if you want to post a link to it or something
Fine.
on our Instagram story. Like
I thought there were like quotes.
he's very low, so I think it's hard to hear over it.
There was this one clip of the lawyer asking him, they're like, you wouldn't be surprised if you blacked out and drew a
here we
penis
go.
on this
Got it. Found
like piece of artwork. And he was like, and the other lawyer is trying to say, you can't, whatever the legal terms are, like, this is dumb. Hearsay.
Yeah.
Hearsay.
Objection.
Objection. Hearsay. And he was just like, are you really asking me if I drew a penis?
Argument.
Like his face. Like,
Let's see.
This one's called Johnny Depp being a comedian in court.
Okay,
So
let's
hope that
let's
this
hope
is
it's
a
good.
little-
All right.
Let's hope this is a little bit better.
When is Miss Heard's birthday?
Okay. God damn it! I hate these fucking things.
On his telephone of
objection, Your Honor. Also hearsay.
It's a photograph, Your Honor.
As being relayed to him by Mr. Bepp.
He says he looked at it on his phone.
I'll overrule the objection as the photograph.
What was the photograph of Mr. Depp?
Yeah, it's more visual.
it was a photograph of the bed, our bed, and on my side of the bed, was human fecal matter.
What?
I understood why it wasn't a good time to go down there.
I was trying to not laugh.
Tried to blame it on the dogs.
he knows how ridiculous this all is.
But
Why
the
didn't you think it could have been the dogs?
The dogs weigh. They're teacup Yorkies. They weigh about 4 pounds each.
This was a monster log.
She's there, and he claims that he was just sitting there calmly, and she was haranguing him, testifying about this finger injury and how fantastic.
By the way, you know what the other weird part of the story? I mean, everything's weird about it. Like we said, when Elon Musk is being called to the stand,
I mean,
and,
Johnny Depp's an
and all
odd
his
guy.
celebrity fans and all the weirdness in their relationship. she's sort of mocking him and mimicking everything he does the next day. So if he wears a black suit one day, she wears that the next. Like they're playing all these little mental baby games. It's really weird.
She seems like a succubus, and he seems like a weird guy. But it seems like she's the worst.
It's really odd. Yeah. And I've seen every clip. I've followed the whole thing. It's berserk. So the question is, are you Team Depp or Team Turd? Whatever.
Turd.
So that was the weekend.
Amber Turd.
Hope you enjoyed it. The end.
Yo,
but Gabe and Tata are here.
I have a story to wrap up the weekend, but I can't tell you who it is.
Okay.
And everyone that was there this weekend has my personal number for the most part. So I'm going to read a text I got, and you guys have played guess. I won't tell you who it is, but you have to play a guessing game of who do you think it is.
Rocket Dog.
No, it's someone that was there this weekend.
I know.
I probably was Rocket Dog, though.
No lie, Blank and I were in our hotel room yesterday morning, quote, setting the mood.
Tone.
Which, as you know, unless your spot, could be a bit noisy. When we were finished setting the tone and the mood, we heard someone outside our hotel room clapping. So someone got it on. Who do you think it is?
Steve and Britt.
Let's see.
I won't tell you who it is, but I want to see.
In the mood. Oh, it's definitely Eddie or DJ.
Eddie or DJ and Kendra?
Kendra. It was
Tata,
her birthday.
any guesses?
It was her birthday, and he said it's only for special occasions. So.
I say Steve and Britt.
Oh, okay. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you who it was, but apparently someone was getting it on loud, and they got. This reminds me of
me and Gabe.
Maybe it was just
Kavino and Rich.
It was Drew Mac ass clapping in the hallway. Just couldn't stop dancing.
It reminds me one time where we were in Vegas for an event, and Covino and I, and Spot was with me too.
I want to know.
Yeah, this was at the Hard Rock. I remember.
Yeah, Covino and Spot and I were at the Hard Rock in Vegas before they shut that thing down. But don't worry, Covino's a valued member of the Hard Rock Club now.
Well, now it's a Virgin.
You know, the Hard Rock is taking over the Mirage. The Mirage is being taken down, and the Mirage will become the Hard Rock next year.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
The Mirage?
Mirage is gone.
Wow.
So
I spent so much time there.
We were at the Hard Rock.
That's in our early days.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
good
Spent all
hotel.
our time at the Mirage.
We were at the Hard Rock, and I remember hearing some girl so loud, and this guy was like, and he was grunting, and she was moaning, and I
loud.
I was getting turned on listening to what was coming out of this room, and the rest.
We felt like underachievers. Like that's really what was going on.
And then we're like, we need to see who these people are. You know, like, so the rest of the weekend, every time we're in the hallway, we're like, let's linger in the hallway next to 30 seconds. Maybe we'll see someone coming in or out of that room. When I tell you, by the end of the weekend, we finally saw.
Looked like,
and it was two mutants.
Looked like DJ. No, it looked like DJ Quails.
Look like a little skinny twerpy
No,
dude.
it was like that. Who's that twerpy kid from Can't Hardly Wait that's stealing stuff all the time? You know what I'm talking about? Or was that American Pie? You know that?
Oh, you're thinking of American Pie.
American Pie.
Yeah.
He looked like that kind of kid, like skinny wiener Weasley looking kid.
Like the Shermanator?
Yeah, he was like the Shermanator, Weasley little nerd, and his very unattractive girlfriend. And we're like, yo, it just shows you don't need to be attractive to lay it down.
No,
so,
dude was laying it down. Not gonna lie,
better than any of us. I'll tell you that.
Laying it down.
So hey, happy weekend. Hopefully everyone set the tone this weekend.
I got one more story to tell before we wrap it up and call it a day. And again, it was great seeing everybody, and we hope to see the rest of you guys soon.
Rockhorns on a Mexican boat, check. To Vegas, check. Go on.
When the Mirage is officially taken down, we'll have to pay tribute to George Brett's infamous story because it happened at the Mirage.
Yeah, when he had the crab legs and shit his pants.
Legs, remember? He was staying at the Bellagio, walked to the Mirage.
Shit his pants.
Had some crab legs.
Yeah. So
was that Kokomos?
I was on my, my excursions. I was on my travels. Remember, I had lots of time to kill at the United Airlines Club or Lounge or whatever. 14 hours. So I did a lot of scrolling. I followed the whole Johnny Depp case.
You saw people change shifts.
Yeah, it was it was hard.
That was a long day, Becky. I'll see you tomorrow. That guy's still here. Yeah,
Again,
he's still
'cause
here.
I missed my flight. We talked about this already, but so I'm on TikTok doing my investigations so that you don't have to. And I saw some kid talking about something that he calls divorced dad rock.
It's the best.
And I'm like, divorced dad rock? What's that about? And he goes on to play basically every song that I like and that I play professionally and personally every night on Turbo on SXM. So I'm like, that's what kids are calling us. And for some reason, I resemble that remark. It's so fitting. It makes so much sense. Like, yeah, that is divorced dad rock. And when you hear the songs, you're like, yeah, that makes sense.
This is what I imagine your future son is going to look like.
Yeah.
Ironically, Covino was listening to this playlist. That's when Melody called him and said, Dad, I want to live with you now. Well, honey, I'm listening to Linkin Park. Hold on.
Right in the middle of, it's been a while. I'm like, oh.
That's horrible.
So apparently we're calling this genre of music divorced dad rock now. And I don't know if I love that term, but I definitely love this period of music.
Saliva.
It's been a while, but I can still remember just the way you taste. Back on.
Oh, you love trap.
Trap.
Yo, that guy is unhinged though, the trapped guy.
Oh, yeah. Fearing of the Dead Man. You love them.
Wow. Divorced dad rock.
You love Puddle of Mud.
Control's your favorite Puddle of Mud song.
I mean, it's a big hit for them for sure.
So apparently we're calling
Divorced dad rock. And then I realized
this guy couldn't have nailed
that I'm that guy.
Are they changing the name of Sirius XM Turbo to Divorced Dad?
I'm talking about it tonight for sure.
DDR channel 30. What is it? 30. What do you?
41.
41.
Actually, I'm on Lithium today. I'll be talking about it on Lithium. So catch me on channel 34 after this show. But yeah, on channel 41 tonight on SXM, I'll be playing what we now call Divorced Dad Rock. All the divorced dads out there who love Puddle of Mud.
I love the one of the first top comments is, as a divorced dad, I can confirm this.
I think every divorced dad could.
Like every divorced dad loves Kid Rock and Limp Bizkit, I guess. You know,
Speaking of Kid Rock, he performed at Paulina Gretzky's wedding over the weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, enjoy your divorce.
If you were Baller and we're getting married and you could pay for anyone, who would you want to perform at your wedding? Like Bruno Mars? Like who would bring it down? Who would?
CJ. From what I hear, he's the best.
Yes, our friend CJ.
Heard he doesn't mean Dr. Dre.
Yeah, who's performing? CJ Carlisle? Yeah, I heard he's great.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Because I mean,
if you had like fuck you money,
there was thought that went into it. It's Paulina Gretzky. They have money. She's a Gretzky.
Do you think anyone's ever done a karaoke wedding where instead of a band or a DJ, they just have people doing karaoke?
I'm sure. Sure, there's a Filipino family out there.
Terrible idea.
It's not a terrible idea.
It could go either way.
It could.
It could go either way.
And like you would have to have a good MC that could fill in. Right. The place we went had a great MC.
The guy that works at the Cat's Meow.
Yeah, the Cat's Meow. So you would need that.
Yeah. Hold on one second, Melody. I'm listening to some Buck Cherry. Hold on one second. But y'all crazy bitch, cause you buck so good.
Hold on, I'm just
divorced dad rock.
Of your mother.
It's funny because that genre, which is sort of where I live, it's been called mall goth
and divorced dad rock. Yeah,
I guess because they sell those T-shirts at the
Hot
mall
Topic
and Hot
shit.
Topic.
Yeah.
Mall goth.
Just song about your mother.
And now divorced dad rock.
You know what? Then you know what? You're on Turbo perfectly. Then
Jose calls himself the metal ambassador. Maybe I should just own this, like
the divorced
dad
rock ambassador. Yeah.
It doesn't quite roll off the tongue the same way.
Oh, hold on.
You've already got the horns.
The DDR
I mean,
ambassador.
Really, if he oversees the metal channel and he's the ambassador of whatever metal, you oversee the divorced dad channel.
The DDR.
The DDR.
Yeah.
Divorced dad rock.
You're the face.
The ambassador.
You're the face of DDR.
I got to patent this, but that's the update. I listened to a lot of divorced dad rock on my vacation, and I'm sticking to it. I listen to a lot of Chili Peppers. Big Chili Pepper zone right now, and I know Tata says she's over them because what'd you say? They're crusty.
A little crusty.
Crusty.
Who is?
Yeah, the Chili Peppers.
Oh, Chili Peppers.
Oh, crusty.
A little crusty.
Oh, crusty.
Ever since
Just a lot of sun damage happening.
Yeah.
I just needed to stop.
Ever since they brought out that sea shanty. They really
I love that song. I love that song.
Too soon.
Oh, and I wrote a song about Rich.
Yeah, I'm
I was
excited for this.
inspired. I was on the beach throwing up rock horns. I was taking in the vibe, and I felt inspired to write a song. So maybe since Gabe's in town, we could. Actually, Gabe, same thing happened to Gabe that happened to me. Life happened.
Right.
Gabe's here to have a good time in LA, and his kid's sick, so now he has to go home.
Yeah, that sucks. I hope he's okay. As long as he's okay, it sucks. Yeah.
So either way, I got a new song in the works that I might.
No, I was talking.
Might perform.
You were singing it for everyone in Vegas, by the way. You were getting the feedback.
Proud of it. Yeah. Well, I'm working out the
you're working out the kinks.
You see what works. But yeah, Tickle Sack might be back.
I was talking to Gabe about that over the weekend.
Yeah.
Where when you're away trying to have fun and like your kid's sick or something goes wrong, like it's so hard for you to balance the whole like, well, I want to have fun, but like of course my kid's my priority. I remember we Sarah and I were on a vacation a couple years ago, and Emmy, we got a call that Emmy had like, this is when she was like a baby. She had 103 fever, and Sarah's mom's like, I think we might have to take her to the doctor. And I'm like, Jesus. I'm like, why now of all times? And Sarah's like, we're bad parents. We should go home. I'm like, well, we can't go home for what?
Always
like,
that feeling of guilt. Like,
yeah, no, it's like the worst. When you're away and your kids, something goes wrong, you feel like a piece of shit. But at the same time, you're like, no, this is my moment.
And always happens to me. Like Spot says, do you realize this always happens when you're away? I'm like,
Always happens when you're away.
Like clockwork, So I wrote a song. I'll give you this hint. There's a song by the Chili Peppers called Black Summer that I really like. It sounds like a sea shanty.
It does.
Yeah. I wrote a song about Rich called, instead of Black Summer, it's called Brown Thumber. Brown Thumber.
Can't wait.
Brown Thumber. He's
the Brown
He's
Thumber.
Mr. Brown Thumb.
I have an observation about karaoke. Now, we've done this in the past. We've made our observations, but there's two thoughts. Actually, three. Gabe, you were there that night. Spot, Tata, you guys were there. Couple observations. Add in if you'd like. The amount of people that do a song that they're not 100% familiar with is wild to me.
It's insane.
Oh, like on a karaoke night?
Yeah, someone gets up there and it's like, yo, if you're going to do this, even if you don't have a great voice, I know we're there to have fun, right? You don't need to go up there and slay it.
Why would you choose that?
But why would you choose a song where you're unfamiliar with the patterns and the tempo? Or you notice that, right?
I wanted to save that girl who did the Humpty dance, so I was just too tired.
Yeah, some girls like, let me do the Humpty dance. And
she wasn't
it's like,
doing
stop
shit.
what you're doing. And then after stop what you're doing, she was lost. And we're like, and then, come on. And also, I think it's the job of the MC or whoever's running the karaoke night to know when it's like a 4 or 5 minute song that halfway through you're like, all right, next.
Yeah.
And
that's
the amount
awkward.
of people that think every couple of years there's a new ballad that everyone's like, I'm going to do this.
No.
How many people did Gaga and Bradley Cooper Shallow?
Oh, it's horrible.
Like every 10th song was like, someone's like, I'm
Unless-
on the outside.
I heard they were all pointing at you, though, when they performed it.
Unless you're Lady Gaga, don't do that song.
Oh, as the ambassador, as the DDR ambassador, can I also throw advice out there to never perform like Disturbed unless you're great at making monkey growls?
Ooh, yeah.
And maybe not Korn unless you want to do some Jonathan Davis sort of scat thing. So
You did. We didn't see you perform.
Oh, I did a song with
no, Rich was just spitting fire.
Yeah,
for his act.
I did a song with CJ. Me, CJ, and Drew Mac did a song, and I'll tell you why it's a great song. Easy to sing, 2 minutes, and everyone likes it. Green Day Basket Case. Hard to.
That's a fun song.
I mean, I'm saying it's a fun song.
Yeah.
It's 2 minutes. It's roughly 2.5 minutes, and it's hard to fuck up. Basket Case.
Yeah, no, I have CJ if you want me to send it to you, Spot.
Oh yeah,
I gotta sing.
Just a little bit of it.
Yeah.
CJ, I mean, that was nobody should have been allowed to go up after CJ because he worked the crowd.
After he went, I was like, please don't be next.
I felt so bad that I had missed that. Seriously, I wish I could.
But you know what? It's
I don't know if I would have gone up only because I take it too serious.
I can't do karaoke. You can't pay me.
No, Covino takes it too serious.
Yeah, I would've
Where
took the-
like
I
he
would've
doesn't
sucked the
have
fun
fun.
out of
He
it.
doesn't have fun with it. Like he'd be like, yo, like.
Well, Jana sucked the fun out of her performance, whatever the fuck her name. I think her name. The MCs were trying to get this girl that didn't know the song going so hard. It was so lame.
Yo,
Yeah, you gotta pick a good song.
Gotta
It's
pick a good
always-
song. Like I said, so
it's
many
always the
people went up
challenge.
there and they were like, "Tell me something, girl." And it's like, all right, Bradley Cooper, fucking next. Like, and then the girl he's with, you're like, wait, is she gonna hit the
you
Gaga
were not-
part? Like the I'm on
You were
there.
not rolling in the deep. Stop it.
Yeah, Jesus, like stop it. Stop playing shitty songs. Like if you know hip hop, if you're gonna pick a hip hop song, which is usually great for the crowd, you got to know the rap and be good at it. And it is abnormal how many people just are fucking clueless as to.
I have this fantastic video of Spot like dancing with Brie on the dance floor, and like halfway through, Spot just gives up. He's like, no. It was so funny.
The wobble, whatever.
Oh, you got
Wobble,
tired?
baby, wobble. I forgot what I was doing. I thought I was so drunk. Like I knew
so drunk.
in a under normal circumstances, I know how to do the dance. But there, I was like, I don't know which way to go first, and I'm losing my thing.
He just stopped. He just walked away and was like, I'm done.
So you jump back forward, back. You do your little side thing.
Yo, Lisa.
You were a good hype girl, though.
I was holding the signs.
He was holding the signs behind CJ.
Yeah. Now, listen, Lisa, I agree. It's not the Gong Show. It's just for fun. If you have a shitty voice, I don't care. I'm talking about the person that goes up there and within 10 seconds, they're lyrically lost and tempo lost. And they're not.
They don't know the song, or maybe it's just not a familiar song. Like, why would you pick a song that most people aren't going to have fun listening to and might not know?
I understand sometimes people aren't familiar with intros and how they flow into the first word, the post, as it's known in radio.
Yeah.
But once the words start moving, you have one line to catch up. And if you were lost after that first line and off beat, you're done. If you can't come back within that one or two lines of it going across and the color changing, then you're out.
I would have sang brown
Even
thumber.
if you're the worst at it, you gotta make fun of yourself
Dance
at
and
that
have
point
fun
too.
and be silly.
Yeah.
That's-
Make yourself look
but
like
that's
an
where I
idiot.
suck the fun
That's
out
why
of
I
it.
won't do it either.
Yeah, because Covino would pick a rock song that's vocally challenging. He would do good, but then be like, "Yo, bro, I could have done it better."
I'm just
It would be annoying.
And I would definitely do some divorce dad rock. Eat a day, I don't like you. Divorce dads anyway.
a little Pearl Jam action.
Turn the break down. You be like, "Where my divorce dad?"
Rock horns.
I'm doing the best I ever did. Go away. Yeah, I would have definitely did some divorce dad shit.
I get so scared on a karaoke stage.
And when
I
you're
just
doing,
stop moving.
and when he's doing that hard rock, every woman at the bar at that point checks out and goes to the bar, and you're singing to just yourself.
Yeah, I would suck the fun.
That's what happens, right? When you have a song that everyone likes, like CJ, who I know Spot trying to get the video, he did nothing but a G thing. Everyone loves that song. Now, if you play,
by the way, though,
if you play,
CJ is Filipino, so he's a master at this.
Yeah, but what I'm saying though is if you pick a song that's unrecognizable, not a popular song, and everyone at that point says, "Well, I'm going to use the bathroom or go to the bar," it's even emptier feeling because you are now just singing to yourself. You've lost the crowd. There's nothing more empty than losing the crowd when you are doing karaoke. How empty is that feeling?
That's bad.
There should be a rule for karaoke. You have to pick from a top 10, a Billboard top 10 banger. That's it.
Tata, you're so right. It needs to be a classic rock hit, a classic hip hop hit, or something currently that's a top 10 hit. You can't be playing some shit no one knows.
There was an inside joke with your friends. No one knows that song.
Yeah.
Boo.
Rock on.
Yeah, rock on, bro. Rock on. Spot, can you
I want a slideshow of just that picture.
I just want the photo. No, I want to see the photo. Just get
ready? I'll do it. Me on a speedboat. That shit was
So
great.
dumb.
Honestly,
Those locos for it.
Forever. That was the most fun I had in fucking 3 years, dude.
How have we not made a meme yet? So someone has made a meme of Rock On or Divorce Dad's Rocket. That's a great
most
picture.
fun I had in 3 years. So
I'll do a series of memes today. I'll post them. I'll just
I
write
agree
some
with
memes.
Maria, who I love.
Send me your best memes.
Spice Girls.
Maria
Great.
is so right. You can't go wrong with Spice Girls or I would say that.
If you have a few
In
guys,
sync.
Bro.
Yeah.
Anytime guys do a Backstreet or NSYNC song, the crowd loves it because it's guys being vulnerable. The women love it. It's funny. Honestly, Covino is the best example of a guy that loves music but would suck at karaoke. Because you're right, he would play he would sing a rock song, do it serious, and everyone would be like, "Who is this guy? I'm gonna get a drink."
yeah, no one's having fun. You know?
And I wonder day by day. Yo, Covino, Spot, you want a drink? I'm gonna go.
The girl, with it now. I think I'm Zach Taylor Rocha. Wow, wow, chicka, wow, wow.
You're playing air guitar. The girls are like, "Who is this guy?"
No one's having fun. I'm
He
trying
must
to
be divorced.
taking it too serious.
no wonder he's divorced.
I love the way you look at me. Smacking asses. I like the way you smack my ass.
Oh my God,
This guy's serious? No wonder. Yeah. I'm not good at that.
Kyle and PA. I'm a bad singer. I would pick Barbie Girl or something to make people laugh. Yeah, that's the ticket, Kyle.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
against,
I was
it's against
thinking
my
the other
instinct.
day, I saw something on TikTok. I have no original thoughts. I was listening to Barbie Girl at 10 years old. Who was letting me listen to Barbie Girl at 10 years old?
Nelson, your father.
Yeah. I'm a
What
Barbie
were my
Girl.
parents doing?
Tata, I forbid you to listen to Barbie Girl.
It's I had no business listening to that song.
But why, Papa? It's a terrible song.
I saw the guy that did Barbie Girl as like a grown up, and it's always sort of like sad when you see these people with one hit wonders, and now they're like, older, but I guess they're trying to look like they're a younger rock or like pop star. The guy that did Barbie Girl is like a middle-aged dude now. He's like,
he's
hey,
old.
you might recognize my voice.
I've seen
Come
it.
on, Barbie, let's go party.
I know.
So it's sad, but not, I guess. I don't know.
Well, that was our weekend in a nutshell. And we'll end it with a little karaoke. Do we have that video spot? We're getting it. So just know that you had a better weekend than Johnny Depp. Just know that.
Then again, he did have a mega pint of red wine.
Mega pint.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
Mega pint. I had a large. He says. I think he continues to say I had a large glass of wine. Had a mega pint.
Mega pint.
I don't know. And I do want to say this too. We had a great show on foxsportsradio.com. So if you want to hear our take on the beef between fans and athletes, there's a lot of fan and athlete encounters.
Yep.
Why? Why is this happening?
Yankees fans the worst fans?
Are Yankees fans the worst fans ever? Because they got in a scuffle with the fans over the weekend. Of course, Kyrie is flipping the bird at the fans, and Mike Tyson fought some dude on a plane. Like, we talked about that. We talked about Tyson Fury. We talked about the NBA playoffs and more on foxsportsradio.com last night. So
my
it was
favorite,
an action-packed week.
My favorite thought was Spot. Maybe Tyson was even more irritated because he was trying to like watch Encanto or something on the plane. Like, what was Mike Tyson watching on the plane when he was interrupted?
Interrupted my favorite song, the Bruno song.
It's like they, because they're not talking about him, but he's there in the background.
I was trying to have a clandestine moment with my favorite Disney movie.
Encanto.
This guy was antagonizing me.
It was the wedding day, but then there was not a cloud, and then there were clouds and it rained.
So yeah,
great song.
If you missed any of that, foxsportsradio.com after this show.
It was a good one last night.
It was a lot.
It was a lot of fun last night. And Spot, as you get,
I'll get the video before the end of the show.
As you get the video, let me give everyone a quick heads up. If you are not watching, okay, I'll tell you what. I watched episode 1 of a show that Handsome Gabe recommended, and I'm going to keep watching it. Severance.
Yes.
On
Very good.
Apple
Sounded
TV.
cool, yeah.
On Apple TV.
Great concept. Yeah, no, it's really good.
He actually sold me on it. Like the concept sounds pretty intense. Actually,
Yeah, they find a way to like separate your brain or like
They separate your brain with like a little chip so that your work life is completely separate from your home life. But what this does is it creates a whole new person that only exists at work.
Yeah, so like when you check out of work, your next memory is showing up at work the next day. So you compartmentalize
right. Good word.
Your work life and home life, but your home life, when you're sitting at work in the show, I've watched the first episode. When you're at work,
and I guess drama ensues.
Someone could be like, "Yo, Covino, you married?" You're like, "I don't know."
Because I'm here to work.
When I'm here, I'm a worker. And then when you're at home, people are like, "What do you do for a living?" Like, I go to this place, and I don't know. Like it's a really.
But they know this. They sign up for it. That's just how it is,
and
right?
then you realize though in the first episode, like at first they don't realize they sign up for it, and then you just watch the first episode and you'll sort of get
Severance.
Severance was interesting.
Apple TV Plus.
Yeah, Stu Hotwagner. Stu Efron said
What's up, Stu?
Severance is the best show I've seen in a long time. Yeah, I watched episode 1, so I'll keep watching it. Looked pretty. First episode.
You
got
have
me.
a show to sell because you got me fired up about it too.
Yeah,
and I agree with your theory that maybe we didn't appreciate this show enough.
I don't think we did. And the show that we did not appreciate enough, Better Call Saul.
Bob Odenkirk, who used to listen to Covino and Rich.
I love Better Call Saul. I watched the first 3 seasons, and I don't know, maybe it was COVID, maybe it was like Sarah had a baby, like something happened in my life where all of a sudden, like, you know,
They dragged out the seasons, spread them out too far.
You know, like sometimes you watch a show and then someone's like, "Oh, you still watching that?" And you're like, "No, but I don't really know why I stopped. Maybe a new season came out and I didn't jump on it right away, so I forgot." But yeah, I had watched the first 3 seasons of Better Call Saul.
I watched the first 4, I'm pretty sure.
And the first 5 seasons right now are on Netflix. And season 6 just started. And if you don't know, Better Call Saul is the prequel to Breaking Bad. So in season 5, Uncle Hank's now on the show. Gus Fring is on the show. Tuco Salamanca is on the show. All the Breaking Bad characters, once season 4 and 5 hit, it really is starting to overlap Breaking Bad.
So now it's really starting to build.
Yeah, like I was like, oh shit, there's fucking Uncle Hank is on a drug bust. I didn't know that. What's his name? Norris.
Fred Norris,
but not Fred Norris. What's Uncle Hank's name? Actor.
Oh,
Dean Norris.
Dean Norris.
Yeah, Dean Norris.
Chuck Norris.
He's great.
Boris Norris, the Russian guy.
Norris.
No, but Uncle Hank. Uncle Hank is on the show, and honestly, you're seeing all the prequel stuff to Breaking Bad, and if you don't know already, Walter White and Jesse Pinkman, Cranston and Aaron Paul signed on for season 6 of Better Call Saul. So you're going to actually see the overlap this season.
So if you sort of fell off the way both of us did for no reason at all, and you loved Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, great characters, I think I have to catch up on 5 and then jump on 6, which I'm hearing is great so far.
And you know what's...
I think it's great.
You know what's also back? Barry on HBO.
Oh yeah, I saw
Barry.
that. Barry with
the Henry Winkler.
But the Henry Winkler.
The Henry Winkler.
That's that show I love. I think that's a great show.
Yeah, I never kept with it, but I don't doubt it's
a good
good.
dark comedy.
But trust me, Better Call Saul, when I started watching again, I'm like, yeah, I think maybe we were spoiled at the time. Maybe there were other shows. Maybe COVID hit. Maybe
I think you got sick of the brother storyline. When Lenny
brother?
and Squiggy, when Lenny was all getting crazy.
What's that actor's name again?
Michael McKean.
When Michael McKean was freaking
and he was like,
out.
oh, the war scared of electricity and shit. And
I like that storyline though, because I thought that was great.
The whole
storyline
storyline
did drag on for a minute.
Yeah, but you know who's a great actress, and I don't know her name, so Spot, you probably know off the top of your head since you're good like that. The woman that plays Kim Wexler, she is so good on that show. That show is.
She's Saul's partner.
So yeah, Saul's like a girlfriend and associate and stuff,
Yeah.
but it's a really good show. So Better Call Saul, if you dropped off like we did season 2 or 3 or 4, all 5 seasons are on Netflix and season 6 just started. So it's a great show.
I don't know who this is, but the actress's name is Rhea Seehorn.
She's fantastic.
Yeah, she was great on the show, so I'm excited. Rich got me fired up. 2 shows I'm fired
she
up
looks
for.
familiar, though.
Severance and I got to start on season 5, I think, but season 6, Better Call Saul's back.
This chick.
Yeah. Kim Wexler.
Right. And I have the video if you want it.
Oh yeah. Now we'll end our show with CJ, our buddy, doing karaoke.
Oh, there's me with the sign. Dancing.
Is that Narzan too dancing?
Yeah, that's both of them on stage.
That place looks fun.
I'm drunk.
The girls are getting on stage.
Wow,
Really drunk here. I think I started playing the drums at some point.
You add a tambourine.
Hey Spot, when did you get a security shirt?
That was me after Mexico.
Hey Rich, nice back boots.
Oh my god, that is Michelle with the bike. Yeah, there was a bike on stage. Like, what was happening?
Yeah, it was
amazing.
That was a really fun night. The Cats Me Out in downtown Las Vegas.
That's awesome.
It was funny. It was a lot of fun.
Hey,
when did I? Please, I was that handsome devil on stage holding a sign.
Spot, did you also
the one
notice
with the
that it's so funny when there's a good-looking girl with a goober.
Yeah.
Everyone in the group is always whispering like, "Yo, like, how'd she end up with him?"
What do you think we say about you and Sarah?
yeah. He's a weenie with a model,
Everybody in our group
baby.
is like, could you please, Sarah's with this
I think most people are like, how
What
how did she land him? That's what people think. No, there was a girl that was like hot, young, like probably in her 20s, like very good looking Latina chick, and she was with like she was sitting there at the bar. She's not there in the picture spot, but right there. Oh yeah,
You mean this couple? Hot girl with this guy?
But Spot, you saw what I'm saying.
It's so funny because you think that's the funniest picture. I think I look so fucking cool in that picture.
That is the point. That's the point.
I don't think there's been a cooler picture taken.
We like that.
I feel like, you ever see the picture of the weasel on the woodpecker?
Yeah.
Like an amazing photo. I think that one's right up there with it.
Well,
It's gonna be my new like screensaver.
I
Just you.
oh my god, it's fantastic.
Rock on. Disney.
I definitely hit an orale or like Gabe said, "For the Lord of the Definitely. So,
Man,
hey, thank you guys. Thank you, Jim and Franz and Charles and everybody hitting us up. Thanks for all the feedback.
Well,
thanks for checking out foxsportsradio.com. And check me out on Lithium right when the show's over. Again, channel 34 SXM, and I'll be on Turbo playing Divorced Dad Rock tonight.
Yeah. Well, keep rocking.
Always. Underwater, in a boat.
Oh, I can't find it. Where'd it go?
Oh no, you ruined
I
it.
lost it. There it is.
Fotos locos forever. Arrivederci, babe.
Divorced dads, rock on.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you, Tata and Gabe, for hanging.
I wish I could do this every day with you guys.
I know. Until tomorrow, have a good one. Oh yeah, Covino, can you autograph that picture and can that be like?
We'll send it out.
Thank you, cards.
Oh, that has to be an NFT. We'll make it an NFT.
Our first NFT.
Our first NFT. Rock chords on a boat.
I'm committed. Maybe I should send it to my bosses at Sirius XM. Like, you guys don't understand.
Look at how hard I rock. I'm rocking out.
I never stop rocking. I don't know why I'm not.
I'm on the rock
more
on.
often. Yeah. Never not rocking. So thank you guys.
You can tell them that you got divorced just to fit into the genre.
Yeah. Hey guys, I don't know if you knew this, but they actually named the genre after me now.
That's amazing.
I'm the ambassador.
Hey, rock on. Have a good one. Hey. Arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Say bye, Tata.